Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Today, the College Dropout 20, the 20-year anniversary of Kanye's debut studio album, The College Dropout, man. It came out on February 10th, 2004, February 10th. So we're going to talk about this album, how it changed the game, what it did for music, the music at the time. We're going to get into all of that. We got my man G Dash back with us again. We got my man Jay with us, man.
What's up,
Concert Crew family right here. We got my son with us today. Like, wow. We got a full lineup today, man. We're going to get all different perspectives of this album. But other than Carl, obviously, where were you when College Dropout first came out?
What you were in 2004, Carl?
He wasn't born yet.
I was prepping to climb the ladder.
Sheesh. Let's relax. But where was y'all when College Dropout came?
I guess I'll go first. I actually didn't have the official album yet. I was in Randallstown, Maryland.
Wow.
I got a bootleg version.
Wow, you bootlegged your guy? Damn.
That's how it
started. Right? It was a bootleg joint. I bought it outside of a 7-Eleven or like next to it was like a little strip mall, right? And I bought it. I'm like, yo, who's this? I wanted to get it, but because the songs, I know the songs now today that they are because my joints they weren't in order. So,
but it was all the songs that was on the album.
It was like 16 and not all the skits and stuff like it was like it is on.
Was
there
it like
right
the
now.
mixtape? Because he had a
It was
mixtape.
like a mixtape. Yeah, it was like a mixtape.
No, he did have a mixtape.
But he had a lot of these
Yeah.
songs on that.
He did have a mixtape though before. Though.
And I was like, oh, I took my daughter up to Randallstown to get her hair done. She was about turning 5, and I was like, oh, this joint all right. So I sat there, bought it while she was getting her hair done. I put it in the truck and just listened to it. You know what I mean? That was the start of my Kanye.
You said you put it in the trunk because you had a CD player in the trunk?
Right.
Oh, truck.
Well, they did have the CD thing in the truck though. That was that time.
I had a Tahoe.
I definitely remember that. Yeah, but for me, 2004, I was actually in college. So I was, going different. Huh?
Did you drop out?
No, I
It
didn't.
wasn't that. It was that.
No, I'm not that easily influenced by music. My boy down at Dell State had it, and we was playing it, and I'm like, yo, this dude's all right. And he was like conscious, but still kind of underground, but still like kind of mainstream. It was like he was like a mix of everything at the time. So and he had very, very good production. His beats were always fire. I get at the Kanye. Yeah. So that's what kind of stood him out to me.
Well, I was up on Kanye already, and I was actually looking forward to the album coming out. I was kind of like you, D-Dash. I was like a borderline bootleg guy. I think the statute of limitation is gone now. I was like a borderline bootleg guy. But the only thing about it is I didn't know how to bootleg whole albums together yet. So I should just
LimeWire?
Yeah, so I just get I would get all the individual songs a lot of times and make a CD. But I couldn't get all. I had the list of the album, but I could not find all the songs for this album. But I was a believer when I heard Through the Wire. Like I was a believer. I was like I liked what he was, even though I wasn't even honestly on that musical wave at that time in hip hop. But I just liked it. It was refreshing. It was different. So I was looking forward to the album. So I was trying to download all the songs that had the whole CD. But I couldn't find all the songs. I found a lot of them. But it also made me hear some of the songs that didn't make the album that was dope too. Yeah. So it made me like him even more. Like he was rapping over some of the beats that he gave to other people like Beams and them. He was rapping over them. But he was killing it though. I'm like, damn, like he more in pocket than some of the other people he gave the beats to. Word. So I was looking forward. So by the time the album dropped, I was there. Like the first day it came out, I got it. I was a fan. I liked where he was going with the music. I liked the different. It was different. It ain't sound like nothing. I like the change up. So I was sold by the time the date of the album came out. I was looking. Actually, it got pushed back a little bit because they ain't really believe in it all the way. So once I heard the single, I was ready. I was ready for the album.
So for me, by the time this album came out, I was out of high school. I was working. So I was done necessarily bootlegging CDs. I wasn't selling them no more. Right? You know what I'm saying? I was off
You had a quick run.
You know what I'm saying? I was off the block. You know. But by that time, I still was downloading it. But with this album specifically, he had Freshman Adjustment, the mixtape, and he had so much other stuff happening and I was a Rockefeller fan too, so I heard it. Like I knew he was coming. I was waiting. I was like you. I was anticipating. All right, it's time for this album. So I remember buying this album specifically because it was all right. I gotta know what this is now. So
right. Yeah. So and I was at a high school. I was in college. I didn't go away to Clark yet. I was in community college. But I was like heavy into like downloading his music and all of that. So I would have bought it even if I didn't always like him. I'd have probably bought it just because it was Rockefeller first of all. But I was really in tune to like what he was doing. It just was refreshing to me even at that time. And I wasn't even all the way into so-called conscious rap or whatever you want to call it. But it just was refreshing. It was different to me, and I liked it. Like the spin off it, especially him being on Rockefeller and not sounding like nobody else on the label. I just thought that was dope. But what in 2004, what do you think the landscape of hip hop was? Like, who was hot at that time?
50 Cent.
50 Cent was on fire. Like
he was
like
killing.
he was
killing.
50 Cent was hotter than
50 Cent.
Hot.
Yeah, Eminem, Jay-Z,
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule was hot.
Yeah.
Ja Rule was hot.
Jeezy? What about Jeezy? No.
This was like right before
Jeezy was
and Ross.
it was right before. Yeah, it was before Jeezy and Ross. But T.I. was hot though. T.I. was hot.
Luda clearly was Luda.
Ludacris. Nelly was hot. Nelly was on fire, man.
Country Grammar.
Cameron and Dipset was hot.
Yeah.
Cameron and Dipset was on fire.
Cash Money was in full fledged.
They was already hot. I think this is more when Lil Wayne started
taking over,
like the first Carter.
Yeah, this might have been like Slow Motion Juvie or Understand or something like that.
But this is the first Carter. I think Nas was still hot. I think DMX was still hot. Of course,
Missy.
Y'all said Ludacris, right?
Yeah.
Ludacris was hot.
Yeah, music flooded them, man.
Jadakiss was hot. Jadakiss was hot at that time. Ghostface, your boy Ghostface was hot. He was more like carrying the woo at that time, Sean.
I think he might have just signed a Def Jam around 2004.
Yeah,
that Tony Matone, that situation.
Nah,
that was 2000. That was years earlier than that.
That was Supreme Clientele.
But he was carrying the woo flag out of everybody at that time. Yeah, so it was a lot. It was a lot of talent. There was a lot of people moving out there. So
Wayne?
Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne's been around for a long time, Carl.
Since it was
Way
like
before
12,
Lil Wayne,
13.
1999.
I'm talking about in the 90s. Lil Wayne was rapping in the 90s.
Lil Wayne, do I know?
Like Lil Wayne was rapping since he was like 11.
I know he was young. He's
Wobbly, drop it like it's hot. Look that up.
I know.
Google that.
99 to the 2000s.
Word.
And shouts out to The Game. His name don't come up in these conversations. But
I don't. Game.
But
his album ain't come out yet. But
Game
this was before the documentary.
No, the documentary came out in 2005.
Oh, okay.
But the documentary was fire. Trust me. He probably was on the mixtape circuit still at this point. But he was definitely
Did he go
fire.
by Chuck Taylor when he first came out?
But he was on the next album.
That was one of his nicknames.
He was on the next album. He was on the next album.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He was on the next album. But it got deleted though.
Really?
Well, he's on the hook, but he actually got a verse. To
he did.
He got
He
a
does
verse
have
to
a
the
ver-
song. Yeah,
he does.
Which was dope too, but I don't know why I didn't make the album. But where would y'all say Kanye was at in his career before this album dropped?
He was making beats.
Production.
Didn't he say it? He was making stuff in his little apartment.
5 summers or
Well, not when the album dropped. He was past the apartment. He did the blueprint by then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the blueprint put him
got
on the
tagged
map.
on his own
Like the
shit.
blueprint put him on the map.
He was a nationally acclaimed producer rapper. That at best, that's what they would have said. That's what
Well,
they
would you
call
say
it.
he was a producer rapper?
I only say that because he still had features. He had mixtapes. He had he was rapping. It's not like you couldn't deny it. Remember, he was rapping everywhere he could go, but nobody cared.
True.
That's a fact. I mean, he was a go-to producer at that time. After the blueprint, he was in demand.
He was doing
you
everybody.
got Ludacris. You got everybody that was coming out. Pretty much had a Kanye beat on there. At least one or two. So he was in heavy demand. I think the rapping he had to really sell people on that. He snuck on the Blueprint 2. He wasn't even in the credits of Blueprint 2 on the song.
He's not.
Yeah, but he snuck on that song and he did his thing.
Yeah.
Then he wasn't really on features like that. He just kind of came out with his own stuff. I can't really think of a lot of Kanye features other than that Blueprint 2 one. Name another Kanye feature before his album came out.
Well, Brian Fest Brand New was before his album came out. Like he had. That's what I said. Like he was with them. Like
he was like underground.
That was his guy.
He was.
Like he was rapping.
That was his guy though. / Ghostwriter. Go ahead.
We'll get to that.
That's sorry.
Yeah.
But nah, he was he as a rapper, he was unknown, I would say. People didn't really know what he was as a rapper. But as a producer, he was that guy. He was big. He was big in the game as a producer. So expectations for the College Dropout.
I had expectations. I mean, because when he dropped that first single Through the Wire, I thought he was just gonna be like a one hit wonder. Just being honest, but clearly he proved me wrong. So I didn't really have no expectations for the album.
That's interesting.
Wow. Okay.
So like for me, I had a bunch because I had already heard probably maybe a third of the album. Right, All Falls Down. He performed on Def Poetry Jam. He performed.
Sure, he did.
Right? 2 words I had heard that. See, this is why I probably look at him like a
Dave
rapper.
Chappelle.
Him having 2 words and putting them 2 together and all of that. I already heard that. Like, so I heard a nice amount of songs already. So I knew where he was going, where he could go, and I already knew it was like I ain't heard nothing like this before. So I was just kind of anticipating that soulful style and seeing where he was going to take it.
I knew like almost every song because me being my age and just be scrolling. But before I fully listened to it, I didn't know that they was all on this. I just knew that they was by Kanye. I just knew it was Kanye songs.
Just never like heard them all together.
Like all together. Like I didn't know this. Like I would have never guessed that all of them. Because you know how everybody, it's normally like 4 songs and you got filler songs on an album.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that he would have put all those songs on this one. Like that was
back.
That was you don't see that.
Carl, what year did you first listen to the College Dropout? You think?
2022.
Like what? What was COVID? What COVID? Like probably 2020, maybe 2020.
Yeah.
2021.
Wow.
Because when I got
So
I had no
you
choice.
saying you heard some of these songs, but you didn't know. You saying you heard some of the songs, but you didn't know those songs was on.
Yeah, of
on
course
one
I
album.
knew. Yeah, I knew. I heard them before. Like I knew what they was. I knew what they was going for. But when I just fully listened to them joints all the way through, I was like, oh snap.
It's just crazy, right?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that was crazy. Like, I would never knew. That's crazy. He would have.
But it actually makes sense though, because a lot of the songs went on commercials,
everywhere.
They got
mainstream
everywhere.
on media,
everywhere.
especially
Singles,
media
videos,
kicking and and I seen when I knew I didn't even know that 2 words was that song. I'm seeing the clip, him and Mos Def just going on the
Def Poetry.
looking like it was recorded in the darn with a camcorder.
Camcorder.
Yeah, that was epic.
Yeah,
I
was anticipating it. I was sold. So I was looking forward to the album. So I definitely was expecting it. And I'm talking about like I'm buying it the day it come out, expecting it. Like I was sold. I was like couldn't wait. If the bootleg dropped early, I was on it. Like and I was still one of them guys that I would buy the bootleg just because if I wanted to hear it that bad, just to hear it. I still would buy the real album though when it came out. But I was looking forward to this like all the way. I was locked in on this one. So the College Dropout, we got some art guys here, and we got the artwork for the album, and the back cover's dope too. But what do y'all think about the title's called The College Dropout? So first of all, just the title wise, what do you think? The College Dropout. What kind of statement is that?
Like,
Say I'm gonna go follow my own dream.
yeah,
That's it.
I feel like he got sick of being, knowing Kanye himself. I feel like he got sick of being thrown into like one lane. That's him. He don't like to be put in one lane. He don't like to be put down one path and being told,
So I'm told I gotta go to college to be successful.
To be
so
successful, yeah,
I don't
that's-
have to go to college to be successful.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think he was thinking at the time.
Well, I think for me, hearing the College Dropout at the time, like, I don't think no one has talked about a higher education in hip hop. Like, literally, like being like, it's cool to go to school, it's cool to go to college.
I was about to say, yeah, you normally in hip hop it starts way before college.
Yeah, dudes are dropping out like 10th
high
grade.
School, I was about to say, yeah. So for him to make it that far is definitely.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously we find out that his mom is a teacher, she's an educator, she has her degrees. A professor. So it is cool. Like, you can be in school and go to school and be cool. Mm-hmm. But for him to drop out is like, Mom, thank you for all the education, but I don't think this is for me. I'm smart and intelligent, but still, I got to do what I have to do for me, because at the end of the day, I know this is not what I want to. This is not where I want to be. So that's what I got from the College Dropout, just from the title. And the artwork is dope too. I didn't realize like there was like little angels and shit around the halo thing. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole dynamic.
Little angels and what?
And
around the halo.
Yeah.
How did you describe it though?
What? And shit.
Around the thing.
Little angels and shit.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it's dope. And then obviously at the time when he was coming out with the bear suit and all that, being a college mascot, that's his mascot. I thought that was a cool play on it. It was dope.
I think that, to me, he was speaking to a different demo, or for a different demo, right? We hadn't had the same, like just like you said, we hadn't had somebody kind of speak from that college person.
Yeah.
But even from that, the College Dropout that dropout speaks to the struggle of it too. It wasn't. It's like, hey, don't expect this to be that what y'all got from 50. This isn't what you're used to hearing regularly, right? This ain't.
I'm not selling crack.
I'm not right. This
club.
literally telling y'all that's not what you about to get from me. I'm about to give y'all real human, regular person music. Let's talk about that. Relatable to the masses.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where he went with that one. Shouts out to the cover.
Talking
I think the cover,
about his feelings, that's not
being vulnerable, right? Like,
right.
and really.
That went with the generations.
It's not that it didn't happen, but it happened in a pocket over to the side. Like, it's almost like a Tribe Called Quest and To Live and most of all of them. They over there, and he's like, nah, we right here. Camera on me. like he was kind of that guy that made you kind of focus on the relatable, regular music without it being eccentric with anything else. And the cover to me is just fire off the strength of, again, it was different. Right, he had the bear in the backpack. Right, that was a whole
movement,
whole thing.
But just think of a bear like this kind of bear, like a soft kind of mascot bear. That's not the most gangsterous type look,
right?
But
that's who he is.
But that's who he is. That's who he is. Because he touched at that time everything was so gangster that he touched like a whole portion of society that was like waiting for something like this. Absolutely. They just needed it on a high scale. Like the underground wasn't enough. We need this with the songs is just super dope where you can't deny them. Yep. Like kind of thing, and that's what he provided.
Because that void was wide open. Like it was. I mean, for me and my friends, like we went to school and went, higher education and stuff. Like we didn't sell drugs and stuff. But we still like the music.
But we sold crack.
Do y'all think
not on wax? Not on wax.
Do y'all think
Jesus Christ?
Do y'all think it brought out the inner kid in y'all, like the inner relatable to that? Because everybody else was really everybody else.
I don't know if we were kids.
I know, but like everybody,
I wasn't a kid. I was a grown ass.
Okay, we were big.
I was 23.
Yeah, I don't think
it brought.
Not like the inner kid.
I don't think it brought the inner kid, but I think it was relatable.
Yeah.
It was relatable,
like me.
Because everybody else was.
It was more like me than
Money.
superhero crack dealers.
Yeah, that's what everybody else was on.
And I ain't gonna lie, I like that because they were the ones that were doing it at a high level. But I related to this more. This is more like real life to me.
But it was still dope. It wasn't corny and
absolutely
gimmicky.
Absolutely.
So that's what made it work.
Yeah, the College Dropout, man, the artwork was dope. Everything, the whole packaging, he put a lot into the whole plan of everything. He wasn't just the music. He worried about the whole presentation of the pack. I'm packaging this whole product. The music, my style, all of that is part of me. And he gave it to the people, man, and it was dope.
The marketing, that's where it all started.
Yeah, so let's get into this album. The College Dropout is the debut album by Kanye West, released on February 10th, 2004 on Def Jam Recordings and Rockefeller Records. The album was recorded from 1999 to 2003 at Baseline Studios in New York City, Full-Time Dreamer Studios in New York City, Light at the End of the Tunnel in New York City, Quad Studios in New York City, Sony Music in New York City, Eddie Road Studios in Argyle, New York. Conway Studios in Los Angeles. Larrabee Sound North in Los Angeles. Digital, he was all over the place. Digital Insight Studios in Las Vegas. The Enterprise Studios in Burbank, California. And the Recording Plant Studios in Hollywood. The album was produced mostly entirely by Kanye West.
That's a lot of studios going.
He was all over,
traveling around.
all over the place, man. So let's get into this album. Track number 1, we got the intro skit.
I thought it was Bernie Mac.
Now that's a great. Most people, including me, thought all of this was Bernie Mac.
He just enlightened me.
Yeah, Bernie Mac when this came out, but it's actually comedian D. Ray Davis from Chicago.
Yeah.
Now I guess maybe he wanted Bernie Mac to do it,
But he got somebody to sound like
and he
him.
told I'm just get somebody from Chicago that sound like
Still
you.
doing that today.
And if you notice anything about Kanye, that's a theme in his whole career. But we're gonna talk about that a little more, though. We're gonna talk about that a little more. But yeah, it's not Bernie Mac. If you're just listening to this, that is D. Ray Davis, comedian from Chicago. You know him if you look at me. He been on Wild 'N Out. He was on Snowfall, acting also. He did a lot of stuff, man. That's him doing a Bernie Mac voice.
DJ.
Yeah, that was Peaches.
DJ
on
Peaches.
Snowfall.
Oh wow. That's
Now,
crazy.
could Bernie Mac sue that, even though it's not him? This is impersonation of him.
This is Kanye.
Yeah.
Do something for the kids.
Plus, that's what
You
comedians
can.
do. They
You
do
can.
they do impersonation.
He did this another time on the album. We're gonna talk about that, but that was his way of getting around
To this
kind of
day.
samples on music. He would get
Speed
people.
it up.
He would get people to recreate it. Fast forwarding, that's how he got around the Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx just did Ray Charles, but he can't. He didn't sample him. though.
Forwarding, it did with Donna Summers. He got the girl to sing the King part.
Yeah.
And shouts out to the
24.
Backstreet Boys and everybody.
I was about to say fast forward.
Fast forward.
To the future. What's about to happen?
But D. Ray Davis also was asking, him and his Bernie Mac voice was asking Kanye to do a little something for the kids. That's about to graduate. And then Kanye's answer to that was track number 2, We Don't Care.
Yeah.
All my niggas were drug
Dealing just to get by. Stack your money till it gets high. Doom, doom, doom.
That was
Wasn't
crazy.
supposed to make it past 25. The joke's on you, we still alive.
We ain't never
Throw
getting one of
your
those no
hands
more.
up in the sky.
We
They don't care what people say. Hey. I like this song. I like this song.
Yes.
It's a nice little album opener.
We just sang it.
Catchy.
Yeah.
I like it.
It came with like that hook alone was it's gritty, it's wild, right? In theory,
Yeah.
but when you sing it
It's
in a
basic,
soulful way,
man.
it sounds beautiful. It don't sound like.
And mind you, he had kids involved too, so it made it like lighthearted.
softened the blow.
Yeah, absolutely. But what he's saying is real stuff though. All my people just drug dealing just to get by.
Yeah,
It's a college dropout.
wasn't supposed to make it past. Look,
Wasn't supposed to make it past 25. The joke's on you. We still alive. It's like real, but also real life encouraging too. Because we didn't think we was gonna make it, but we still here. Joke's on you.
It's inspirational.
Definitely inspirational. But based off the intro, it wasn't the inspiration that he was really asking for. But this is our inspiration that we coming with. So that's a dope song. It leads to track number 3, Graduation Day. D. Ray Davis is back again with the Bernie Mac voice. He's not pleased with Kanye's song for the kids. So he said that wasn't gonna get the kids jobs out there with the white people. He said Kanye, you's a nigga. Miri Ben-Ari is the one singing on there, and John Legend is playing the piano at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
So John Legend was there from the beginning. Another person that
strings
Kanye
that he had,
put
too.
on.
and fun fact, Mary Benary at the time she was a hip hop violinist.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Wow.
And then another John Legend with the Penn State. So there's another college.
Yeah.
Him and Kanye.
I didn't
so,
know that. I didn't know that. So that led to track number 4, All Falls Down, featuring Selena Johnson. Now we just talked about the D. Ray Davis and
Bernie Mac.
and Bernie Mac. Well, this is the 3rd single, but Selena Johnson is singing a sample of Lauryn Hill's Unplugged song, one of your favorite albums, Mystery of the Iniquity. Now, they call this is not technically a sample. It's what they call a interpretation. So he had her, the all falls down. He just put that part on there, sung it just like her, but mixed it with some different words in the chorus, and that's not a sample no more. That's an interpretation.
Wow.
Because it's not Lauryn Hill, first of all. So it's that one part, and then the chorus is still different. What would you guys say about
Interpolation, just with the
I'm sorry. Interpolation, you're right.
But is she credited for that, Lauryn Hill, on the album?
That's a great question.
Check. Yeah, let's check.
Let's check.
I don't think he. Being Kanye.
No, I'm a guess. No,
I don't think she cleared it because I don't think she cleared it. Like,
no. It is. It says all falls down contains interpolation. It don't say sample. The other one says sample. For there, it says interpolation of the Mystery of Iniquity written by Lauryn Hill. So I guess maybe it's cheaper when you do an interpolation.
So she probably got paid from it.
Yeah, she definitely did, but it must be cheaper to do an interpolation compared to sampling.
Yeah. I wonder if she interpolated the songs for her album. Never mind, go ahead. Y'all petty.
He dipped to a different bag.
Y'all carrying it
Different
out.
bag.
Y'all ain't had to hold it that long. Y'all ain't had to hold it that long. You're supposed to move past it.
But All Falls Down is a great song.
Great song and a great video.
A dope video.
Dope video. The mirror.
It was a dope video, man. Yeah. And this is like him talking about things that cause us as black people's downfall.
Yeah.
The first verse is kind of like Black Girl Lost almost. Like all that. And then the second verse is talking about to the fellas, kinda just talking about
I can't even go to the grocery
store
without some ones that's clean or a shirt with a team.
Yeah.
It seems we live in the American dream. But people highs up got the lowest self-esteem. The prettiest people do the ugliest things.
On the road to riches to diamond ring.
They shine because they hate us. Floss because they degrade us. We try and buy back our 40 acres. And for that paper, look how low we are stooped. Even if we in the Benz,
you still a nigga in a coupe.
It was just real. That was poetry.
That was hard.
It literally was poetry. He performed it on Def Poetry.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did.
That was hard.
And for those of people who don't know, and you might not know, so back, when did Def Poetry Jam come out? It was probably early 2000s. It was a show where Def Jam had put. It's been rough.
It was basically Def Comedy Jam, but a poetry edition they came out with in the 2000s.
Yeah.
That was big at the time, like the whole slam poetry.
Yeah, Max was on there.
Max was on there.
Most Def was on there.
Most Def was a host.
Most Def was a host.
He was the host.
That was dope. But this song specifically was one of the songs when to see somebody be vulnerable. Let's go back to
absolutely,
because he was talking about himself in it too. Like, listen,
on HBO too.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah. He did this on there. So that's what made this song so dope. You don't see that side of it,
right?
And then you put it in the music form.
Yes.
Yeah, because you got to understand, like most of hip hop at this time was like, super. I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I get all the girls. I'm the most gangster dude. So he's in here talking about all the vulnerabilities of us as people. Which is all the truth, but it's not spoken about a lot in music. So he's sharing it off. Yeah,
past that versation.
That word.
It was just a real conversation without the.
It's like emo rap.
It's not that dark though. It didn't feel heavy. It didn't feel like you were sad about who you were. It just felt like, listen, this is who I am.
I know who I am.
It was a
well, he definitely was. I would say a pioneer to a lot of what became emo rap. Yeah. Not necessarily his wasn't really emo rap, but I think he birthed.
Kind of opened up the door.
He just wasn't singing.
He was venting.
I give Wayne a lot of that credit.
He was venting.
I'll say he evolved to that, like with his 808s and Heartbreaks. That's what opened that lane.
Yeah. Cudi. When he met Cudi, then it started to get into that world. But what I will say also about this, because you mentioned the Lauryn Hill sample, the original version of this, that's out there somewhere, probably on YouTube. It has Lauryn Hill on it. Like it wasn't. It's when he actually sampled. That's why on the album version he said, "This the real one, baby." because this is the real song with Selena Johnson.
Yeah, because then he got the bill for it. He said, you know what, it's interpolation time.
Okay. And now you understand what I said about her songs, right?
Because my Rockefeller budget ain't like that yet.
I went over.
You're right.
I went over.
Baxter
Yeah, I
did.
went over.
He had to go
Baxter
over budget
did.
a little bit on some of
All right, and that goes into track number 5, I'll Fly Away. This is Tony Williams. This is Kanye's older cousin on the vocals, and he can sing. He did a lot of Kanye songs. He's been on a lot of Kanye songs, but this is him singing, I'll fly away.
Yeah.
It's a nice segue to the song.
It is a nice little
it's a
segue.
nice
It's a
one.
nice
It
segue.
sounds beautiful.
And that goes into track number 6, Spaceships, featuring GLC and Consequence. I've been working this grave shift, and I ain't making. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly.
Yeah. Past the sky. Yeah.
This is a real life song because I think most people, especially most people in my generation at this age, we was younger, we was getting into our first few jobs.
Yes.
A lot of them was retail store type jobs. So you can understand,
Jobs
like,
you hated. I'm just here for the check.
That was Negro spiritual.
Let the black people walk in. Better I'll show off my token. Kanye, send them all to the front of the store.
I'll be assaulting him.
That's like anybody who's worked a regular job has felt like that
That was
first
about the
verse.
gap.
Like I promise you.
No, absolutely.
That first verse is timeless. You like
This song samples "Distant Lover" by Marvin Gaye. Now Kanye was big on the soul samples, and he just sped up a lot of the samples. So, but this is Kanye. This is Marvin Gaye's "Distant Lover." It's just sped up. He gave. This is another theme in this album. He kind of gave Consequence a second chance at music. I'm not. It's a fact. I'm not. Consequence was down with Tribe Called Quest. He was supposed to drop a solo album. It didn't really work out. So he was kind of stagnant. Kanye West scooped him up from knowing him from Tribe Called Quest and beats, rhymes, eating all that. He scooped him up and he gave life to his career again. Is that not a fact?
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I just think that this is where I get to my Wyclef take. Okay. Consequence was also very beneficial to Ye. Like as a writer.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Like
I think he's still writing.
Yeah, like there are songs that Consequence couldn't have made for himself that he could give to Ye, and it could be a thing. So,
no, absolutely. I think definitely as a writer too. But as far as Consequence as an artist, he definitely helped them out. Like he was nobody was checking for Consequence.
and then after that, you started looking for Consequence albums.
Consequence album on Good Music was pretty good.
Okay, he was looking for it though. That's my question. He said checking for it.
No, I didn't.
He was checking. For
I
it.
wasn't.
I'm just asking.
I wasn't. No. You understand? I wasn't checking for him at all until I heard him on Kanye stuff.
Okay.
I'm saying.
So then it was like, okay, he all right. I didn't even know he was ghostwriting for him at that point yet.
That's true.
I just thought he, sounded pretty good.
What they do together, it works. Him,
What they
Rhyme
do
Fest,
together, it works.
They do.
The whole chemistry, it worked.
Yeah.
And then he got GLC, pretty much on more in the pimp lane from Chicago. But that was one of the early good music artists.
Yeah.
Early good music artists. But it was a slower song, but I like it.
It was
I
great.
like it.
It was a great song.
That leads to track number 7, Jesus Walks, the 4th single. Game changer.
Powerful.
This
right
this is what Donda was supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
Y'all stop aiming.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
This is what I thought it was going to sound like.
This is what it's supposed to sound like.
This and a little bit of.
That's a hot take, but that's a good one. I ain't mad at it though.
Donda.
Jesus Walks is better than anything on Donda.
I agree. This song was a game changer, man. It really started blurring the lines because talking about Jesus on a mainstream song wasn't the norm. It automatically just put you in gospel.
Yeah.
And this changed the game. This is a game changer.
He said, if I talk about God,
My record's
my
wrong.
record
Wrong
won't
gets
get played.
yeah.
True. And he was right. I mean, it won him the
You can say
Grammy.
Jesus and Ye.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he won a Grammy for this. He definitely again put hip hop into a place where he said, nah, these walls that y'all say that we got, these things that y'all say y'all can't talk about, why not? I can talk about whatever I want, and including God. And in his verses in Jesus Walks, he highlights that heavily. Like, hey, yo, I'm talking about God here. Y'all deal with it.
You know who I'm talking about.
And it's a bop. They gonna play this in a strip club.
That's
like,
what,
and they
That's what I'm saying. He said this in the song, and it was really getting played like he was saying in the song. Like, it was crazy. This song was, he had, if you see the documentary, you see he had a bunch of different versions of the video for this song. Yeah. Hype Williams did a whole video. He ain't like it. It was three videos for this song.
I want to meet the female who was dancing in the club, at the time, was working at Magic City and said, put on Jesus Walks. That's the song I want to come out to. Like, I want to know, just 'cause, I want to have a conversation with her.
She probably did a whole strut and everything. Spotlight just on
boom, boom.
Yo.
That part right there, that part of the song right there. Don't.
But you take that back to school, it's the boom.
Yeah,
boom.
that's always crazy, man.
It's the marching band sound to it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
And mind you, he said clearly a bunch of times he shot this song to a bunch of people, and they wasn't like, nah.
We're not. They're
Nah.
not feeling
They
it.
wasn't hearing it.
But knowing what we know about the culture, we can kind of understand that, right? Like, they didn't want to. He didn't sound. None of Jesus Walks sounds like the production doesn't sound like anything that was out.
It's different.
Like, even if we take away content, the sound of that song does not sound like what was out. So none of it does. And then you add content, and like, how do we gonna make this sell? That's what they're saying in those rooms.
Yeah.
But if you talk about God, my record won't get played, huh? Well, if take away from my spins, well, it'll probably take away from my ends. Then I hope it takes away from my sins. And to bring a day that I'm dreaming about. Next time I'm in the club, everybody screaming out.
Yo, I wonder if they really sit and think like, this is the monster we created.
Gangster, man.
God, show me a way because the devil trying to break me down. Jesus, walk with me. The only thing I pray is that my feet is that they don't fail me now. Fail me now.
I want Jesus.
Yo, this song was crazy,
He put together
man.
an amazing record.
This song was crazy.
That's an old gospel song too.
Yeah, this song.
is.
This song was, man. Like this song sampled "Walk with Me" by the ARC Choir.
Walk
And-
with me,
yeah.
Lord.
And don't worry if there's a
Walk
hell
with me.
below. We're all going to go by Curtis Mayfield.
This was
You know what this, and I never thought about this before now, but you had a lot of black church kids, right? That
One right here.
what they say, they don't listen to secular music, right? Now there's an artist who's mainstream that makes a song that what? I can rock with this.
I listened to it.
Well, they had
Listen
gospel
to
rap
it.
at the time.
They was playing.
Wasn't
They
good.
did.
It wasn't.
Right,
It
but
wasn't a good
it wasn't mainstream. They wasn't here on everywhere they
It's
go.
a fact.
Like,
It is what it is.
They play this in the club.
they was playing right.
Breaking down barriers.
And on a bonus CD, they had a dope remix of this song with Mace and Common. It was Mace was killing it because Mace wasn't really rapping at this time. So this is like the first verse you
Wasn't
got
Mace in
hard for
Atlanta?
Mace. Yeah, it was when he was Atlanta.
That's why he was.
And it's him and Common and John Legend actually on the remix. And the remix is dope. Actually, it's two remixes too. It's two different remixes. One of the remixes he talk about like meet the parents in the verse, I remember. And then the other remix, he just doing one of his verses over and it's Mace and Common on there. But with one of his old verses. But one verse, he got a whole new verse on there that's not on the album one. So yeah, that was dope, man. Jesus Walks.
Classic song.
Classic song.
Classic song.
Classic.
Yes, sir.
So one of them songs that is definitely a game changer, man. Like that made you look at the music thing that we was used to differently.
That might have been the last maxi single with all them extra records on there. You know, the single that had all the remixes to this, to this, to that. He don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Listen, it was like,
Yeah, back in the day, it used to be before streaming, you used to be able to buy a single, and then the single, I used to go buy singles for like 50 cents.
Yeah,
But
like
the
two
single,
songs on there.
the single might have a B-side song. It might have like three.
instrumental.
It might have an instrumental,
radio edit,
It might have an
or exclusive
acapella.
versions.
It might like have like 3 remixes, and that's the single. That's the tape you got. It was when it was tapes.
When I first heard this song, I thought it was unreleased. I didn't even know it was a real song because I was just scrolling and I seen the clip of it and I searched the song up. I was like, oh snap. I thought it was unreleased song.
Carl, you gotta spend more time with your son.
Yeah,
Deep.
what's
No, I actually did a great. I'm actually very proud about his music progression.
Joking.
Like, trust me, like he locked in. He locked in.
That's what's up.
I'm
Yo,
proud of him.
but then this song, it doesn't sound like nothing on the rock.
No.
Like Rockefeller at all.
No.
You'd be like,
Okay.
what, Jay-Z?
Okay,
Yeah,
it's funny.
Cameron, Dipset's associated with the same
conceited.
record label?
Literally, when you were changing the joint out, I was telling him who signed off on this.
Yeah.
I
He had to.
because whoever signed off on this album, the merch, they like. I was like, it had to be Dame, but this don't look
then
like
also
nothing.
sound like
No,
Jay.
no, that's the thing about it. Nobody really signed off at it. He just had his vision,
And
and he
they
kind of
let
just
him
stuck with it until it kind of just pushed his way through. He ain't had no budget. He went way over the budget. He really didn't have no budget. They believed in him enough when Through the Wire came out to put it out, but they still was like, if we can make him like Dr. Dre, if it failed, like he could just be like the
Yeah.
producer.
Right. Oh, wow.
So they didn't believe in him, so he just was like, he had to just fight to kind of just get his stuff. As the singles started popping more, okay, let me slide my merch out there. Like, they didn't believe in none of this vision. Like, he really made this happen all on his own.
No, but the reason why I say who signed off on it, if you look like the album cover already is something that somebody had to say. All right, Dame had to say, do it. Right?
But see,
the merch was already ready.
We were
like a lot of
always
this, he already invested.
We
in.
were
That
taught
was
over
like-
time
He was never seen
that
colors
we
as
were
bright.
taught over time that Jay-Z was the one that didn't believe in him and Dame was. Well, if you see the documentary, Dame really didn't believe in him neither.
No.
So, I mean, so that was a false narrative. Really, nobody believed in him.
But somebody had to okay this. That's all I'm saying. Like for this to come out,
Well,
I couldn't have just said.
I think
You know how labels work.
Through the Wire got the ball rolling. That's what I think.
They got the start, but
Yeah.
somebody still had to say
Yeah,
yes.
that's a
Somebody,
definite.
like he
Because
went
they got this
different
label on here.
everything.
Might have been Def Jam.
Yeah.
People at Def Jam.
Then he got budget for at least one of those videos. Maybe he paid for the other two out of pocket,
Yeah,
but
I
at
think
least
he
one.
definitely paid.
So he said,
Well, he
"Let's
got
lead
Hype
with the
Williams
Jesus."
for the one. That was the budget.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's lead,
Yeah.
let's
That was
lead with the
everything.
Jesus record, and they was
Yeah.
like,
That was
let's pay for that.
everything.
Like
That's
this is what I'm
that's
saying. Like they signed all. Shouts out to Dame. It sound like Dame to me because Dame would roll the dice, like you said. Dame would roll that dice.
Dame was rolling. He rolled the dice once he felt like, okay, we got something here.
He probably felt like it'd get me cheaper beats. It's
Oh,
gonna help us out on
he
the
definitely did. He
production
definitely did.
program.
Absolutely.
We invested.
No,
on
he
this
said
side.
that. He said
said,
worst
let's
case
do
scenario.
it.
Worst case scenario,
He'll be
he
Dr.
said
Dre.
Kanye could be like Dr. Dre. We
Cam
put
on
Cam and
everything.
Jay-Z and all on the song and it'd be good, man. So that's what he did think until he found out that Kanye could carry his own. Like Kanye had a vision.
Until it worked.
It was dope, man. Jesus Walks, classic song for sure. All right, track number 8. We got Never Let Me Down featuring Jay-Z and J. Ivy.
Oh,
dope.
baby.
You can't have a Rockefeller release without your Jay-Z feature.
Right.
Need
Talking
that.
about himself.
And I think he gave him his A game too.
He gave me
That Jay feature was very, very important to this album. And not even to the context. Honestly, the song Jay's verse in the song is only okay to me. Like it's
What?
It's a great Jay verse, but it don't fit the context of how deep the song could be. It just
Yeah,
don't. Like that song.
That's true.
That with that hook and going after Jesus Walks. I'm sorry, that verse could have been
down.
crazy for with depth, but it was cool. It was a good record. It's a great record, but but that Jay-Z feature on the album was like, even if you wasn't a Ye fan, you had to check out that Jay feature, okay? And it wasn't a single. You gotta check out that Jay feature.
Don't sleep on J. Ivy's spoken word. Her spoken word was dope.
Oh, shouts out to him.
Like
Yeah,
that
Grammy
breakdown.
Award winner too.
Yeah,
Shouts out to him.
that breakdown was
He's
dope.
still doing stuff.
Yes.
2024, he's on a beer commercial or something like that, or a whiskey commercial, doing
He won,
poetry
a,
still.
he won a Grammy last year
Yes,
for
sir.
poetry.
Yeah, he
that's
did.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, no, his verse on here is dope. Like his verse,
absolutely.
what spoken word on here is dope.
Absolutely.
And then it goes to like the little gospel, like when take him to church.
Yeah.
But then Jay verse after that.
And then
And he
come
talking
back
about
in.
himself the whole time.
He's talking about himself
That's
the
what
whole
didn't make sense to me. I was like, but he mastered.
Well, okay.
He mastered it so well. He mastered it so
okay.
well. I just knew he was talking about the whole time. I was like, this nigga's talking about this. That was like the most Jay thing to do ever. Like,
I agree.
That was more Jay than Kanye. Like,
I agree. He may not have been on the theme, but he killed it. Like,
He did.
especially, I
He
mean,
did.
he
That's
did
what
the
I'm
first verse, and then after you thought it was like the song was about to end, and then he just came back on there and he took a hell of a shot that I don't know if everybody knows or remembers, but he took a hell of a shot at Mace on this song, man. He said, when I start spitting them lyrics, niggas get very religious.
Dang.
6 Hail Marys, please, fathers, forgive us. He talked because, Mace left rap be a pastor in the church.
Why you dissing him preaching?
Young.
That don't
The
go with the
Archbishop.
record.
Young, the Archbishop, the Pope John Paul, y'all niggas. The way y'all all follow Jigga. How I'm a living legend. I tell you why. Everybody want to be Hov, and Hov's still alive.
That was the verse that should have been on Renegade.
Wow. I like this guy.
That was cute. That was cute. That was cute.
I like it.
Because he went to war with the Moors. He took him back with the Catholics.
That was cute. That was cute.
That was Eminem, though.
I think Jay killed Renegade, but that's just it.
We're not going. What would you say?
We're not, because I know Eminem's your guy, and you're going to spend an hour on Eminem. But I feel like Jay killed Renegade.
Jay's my guy too.
But that's not the story. But I like this song. I think this song was dope.
Dope song.
I think this
Dope
song was dope,
It
man.
was just funny.
That leads to track number 9, "Get 'Em High," featuring Talib Kweli and Common.
Yo, this is a great pocket of music back to back to
Yeah.
back.
That's what I said.
This
That
album
word-
is-
that-
It's like
This beat is hard.
yeah, this beat is hard.
This beat is hard. Kanye starts off killing this. He said, what he say? He said the flow is in pocket like wallets. I got the bounce like hydraulics. I call it and swerve like alcohol.
That flow.
That might have been the fastest I ever.
Damn, I said this is an overall theme, but Kanye took Talib Kweli's career to another level. Gave him the biggest song of his career, "Get By," after this album, and he revitalized Common's career. That's a fact.
True.
Why do I feel it here?
I'm just saying,
Why do I
I'm
feel
waiting
it
for you to
here?
say something. I'm waiting for you to disagree because I'm ready.
His Common's career. Okay.
He didn't revitalize Common's career.
Common. I think. Yeah, he did.
Okay, I'm just because B's a classic.
B is a
That
classic.
was what 2007,
Go.
8.
No, 2005.
But Common would have been. I think. Common's hard. Common's an EGOT.
No. I'm not saying Common wasn't a dope MC. He was always a dope MC. But when you match that with Ye's beats, it matched perfectly.
I'll say
Matched
this:
with Ye's beats.
it's not just Ye's beats. We matched it with Ye's lane because remember,
Okay.
Ye made that backpack
just
rapper
the backpack.
a commercial. thing.
Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
So this made all the songs that Common normally would do that would just have to be only over there. Oh wait, everybody can listen to these now. Everybody can listen to Go. All right, cool. Now we can go into a space of mainstream. So that's what he did. He kind of made him.
I think they both killed it, but I think Common really killed this joint.
went.
Like, Common
definitely
Talib
did.
Kweli did his thing, but he kind of set up Common the way the verses was, and then Common and his verse is kind of hard. Like it's kind of hard.
Because
Like,
like you said, that if
he said the world don't know your name,
if
like
Kanye
Alicia
was-
Keys. He was hard, man.
if Kanye was revitalizing him, then he had no choice but to give it his all.
I think it was refreshing. I think it was refreshing. I think it was refreshing. No, I'm not. Trust me. I know. I follow Common's career. Common always can rap. I think the energy of Ye. You know how Ye was passionate about his music.
And they both from
You sure-
Chicago.
Okay. I'm gonna say this, but this isn't really for you. It's more for young Carl because he don't know. So
Look.
because here's the difference. With Common would hear his verse on here and be like, it was cool because it was fun. But what Ye did for Common was made him fun. So that's when you get Poker Face. That's where you get songs like this. Common wasn't known, like when you listen to Common's old albums, he didn't do the bops. This was a bop.
Hey,
So when you put him on something like this, that's what it wasn't that Common like.
This was a
lyrically
hard
amazing.
bop. This was
It
a
just
hard
like-
bop though, because this beat was hard. Like, don't get it twisted. This wasn't a happy beat at all.
Yeah, well.
This beat was hard. I get him high.
I mean, it had the keys in it though.
It was, but the beat is still. It was like
But you could
okay.
play, but like this, it was hard, but you could play it at a party. You could play it at a party.
But it had a
You
thump
could-
to it, too.
But then
Yeah.
the chorus
I
helped though. The
wouldn't say
chorus
party,
helped though.
but car.
Well, a party in our day. Like in our day, you could be outside.
I get them high. Yeah, that was dope. All right, so that goes into track number 10, workout plan skit. This is a skit with girls talking about the workout plan. You gotta get the workout plan.
Free 99.
And that leads right into track number 11, the new workout plan, the 5th single.
Only Kanye could have made that song. I was thinking about that. Nobody else could have gotten away with the new workout.
And it works though too.
Yes, and it works. It works, but only him. Nobody else in music can make that song.
Yeah, the
Can
video
I
for this
say
too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he definitely had a
Yes,
video.
yes, like he went full promotion. Who signed off on this? Like nobody else could have done that.
I get the comedy element of this song. I get it. It wasn't my favorite though. This honest, it wasn't my favorite.
It
It wasn't my favorite.
It wouldn't have been a favorite for most hip hop heads or men who kind of liked hip hop of that grit.
But let me ask y'all a question: just looking at the game, did this still resonate with women? Did you think they?
I think it definitely made
called that?
resonated with women.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it was one of his.
because
drugs.
I
But then
was.
he followed up with Gold Digger.
This wasn't my favorite.
No,
that was a big
no.
follow up.
He followed up with Slow Jam, but we ain't there yet. Okay.
You talking about
You
that?
know what I'm saying? Slow
I'm
Jam
talking
got
about
it
the
right.
next album.
No, for the next album. Like,
Okay.
he followed that up with Gold Digger.
That Gold
because
Digger was
that's
a big
what those
upgrade.
women were doing and talking about.
Yes.
You know, you don't gotta do nothing with me, girl. I give it to you for free $99. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, all right, yeah, I'm driving Acroids. You know what I'm saying? Lexus. You know, so it was like, this joint went.
That Gold Digger was a big
It went.
upgrade to me. It was a big upgrade to me. I rock with the Gold Digger, but I understand it. But it just wasn't my favorite.
I'm with you.
That leads to track number 12. Woo! Slow Jams featuring Twista and Jamie Foxx. This is the second single. Hit.
I feel like everybody that rapped in Chicago was on this album.
That was important.
He
That
definitely was big for
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah,
He
yeah.
definitely.
Common,
He had to pay tribute.
D-Ray Davis
get
was
the
on
looks he could
here.
get.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet they was probably like for the
Chi-Town
lower
stand
than everybody else to be featured on the album. Like that was his people. See, I'm gonna call my man. So we gonna get you
Definitely.
on.
Once-
He had to put on.
Once again, this is the overall theme. I've been saying this all album. Kanye West is the one that really made Jamie Foxx a respectable musical artist.
True.
That's a fact.
He could always
That's a
sing.
lot.
He could
Yeah,
play.
that's a lot.
Go
No,
ahead.
you
Tell
saying
me.
that's
He
a
put
lot.
him.
Huh?
I'm gonna say this.
I said respectable. He was
He put
making
him-
somewhat of music. Nobody was checking for. He had a
Nobody-
Jerry curl on one of his. Go Google it. He got Jerry curl on his first music thing.
Listen, I know, Jamie. I know I need security. When,
Eric
he,
Bishop.
when the first time we heard him sing, it was at the
Eric
end of it,
Bishop.
and he killed this whole ending of that. And he. What I'm saying, the only reason why I look like that is because his album wasn't only produced by Kanye. Unpredictable was fire, yes it was, but his album was fire. Like
That's not my point I'm making, though,
I think
G
it
Dash.
would've been him.
What did Jamie Foxx come out with before Slow Jams that was relevant in music?
okay,
he was singing on the Jamie Foxx show, but it wasn't like respectable.
he wasn't a big singer, but to your same point, as you said earlier, Ye wasn't a big rapper. So if this is all the introduction, then these people helped each other, and Jamie's name being on that song helped people who would never care about Kanye
Yeah,
as a
but
rapper
it's-
listen to Kanye.
But it's Kanye's album, though.
Fox album.
So?
It came out after.
That just means you gotta pay me.
That's what
Like,
I'm
that's all
saying.
you
No,
gotta
Jamie
pay
Foxx
for.
album. Yeah, you're right. Jamie Foxx album came out after. This is Kanye's album. So Kanye could have got anybody to sing that song. That could have still sounded good.
I don't think he could have got anybody to sing that song.
It-
I think he got
the right
because and I'm sure you might have heard the interview where they talked about them being in the studio.
Yeah, but
and that's how,
okay,
like, it was very organic.
Okay,
how
but
that
I'm
song
saying
happened.
is he wanted. Well, he probably wanted Jamie Foxx sing, but he worked. He didn't just put him on anything. He put him in the right pocket to succeed, and it worked.
It was a hit song.
He did that.
His album is what made him. When Unpredictable came out, that's when we knew Jamie Foxx was a singer.
When Slow Jams came
I
out,
know.
you knew Jamie Foxx had star power as a artist.
So
when Slow Jams came out,
He was already a
How
star.
about this?
he was a
comedian.
He was a
Versatile.
comedian
And an actor.
And
Any
an
given
actor.
Sunday. Like, he's
True,
already a
true.
star.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Years,
yo,
like-
so all right. So could John Legend be on Slow Jams and it work? Singing the same exact song.
No,
lyrics.
no. But the only reason why he
possibly,
His voice is-
possibly.
no.
couldn't, the only reason why he couldn't is because
You don't think
So like he was acting on there too as well.
It's because of how the good thing about Jamie Foxx's voice is he can kind of morph it to whatever texture you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, he
Like
was-
He can impersonate
That's where
anybody.
That's what he was doing.
comes
That's
I gotta come back to your point though. You said because Jamie Foxx was already a star. That's cool. Eddie Murphy was a star. After Party All the Time. What other songs you know from Eddie Murphy?
Wait.
Girl, I want to party all the time. Party
So do me a favor, right?
He had a song with Michael Jackson up in the sky though. Remember that?
You know what I'm saying? Here's why I love that you said that. You're right. Because he was a star, his first song was already there. And it was just like, it's good. It's a good record. Because Jamie Foxx was already a star. His first album was fire. Second album was fire. So that's why we kept hearing to him. We would have heard his music no matter what because he was a star. So when Unpredictable dropped, whether Ye had
why'd it
anything
take so
to
long
do,
to come
we would have
out?
heard it. Because that's when he dropped the music.
But guess
Like,
what? Who put Eddie Murphy on the map for that song. He needed a cosign.
Prince?
Time out.
Rick James.
He needed a cosign like Ye co-signed Jamie Foxx. It wasn't just Jamie Foxx came out with slow jams on his own. No, he needed Kanye.
Are you saying that Rick James's co-sign to Eddie Murphy at that time
Yes.
was the same as Kanye West's co-signing Jamie Foxx at that time? Rick James had already been Fire and Desire. This is Ye's first album. Stop it. We're not doing this to Ye at first album. Now, yes. But first album, no. He couldn't even, remember, nobody wanted to sign him. They didn't want to play the songs. All that thing, come on.
No, you're but I'm saying
He had a point.
All of a sudden, that co-sign
I see what you're saying.
shot jamming through the roof.
At the end of the
Because it
day,
was like first impression.
at the end of the day, though, it's Kanye West's album, though. It's not Jamie Foxx's album. It's Kanye's
But the
album.
song was fire. Jamie
It was-
Foxx's
that's
vocals killed the song.
Wait,
There
it's
were
a
people
fact.
who, I promise you, there were more people who were listening to that song because they were checking for Jamie at that time than that were listening to the song checking for Ye.
I listened.
I promise you,
You're
Kanye
right.
converted fans because they were listening for Jamie and they was like, damn, he killed
Because
this.
I listened,
And that's how they sold that
When I
record.
first
He's
heard
all-
that song, I listened to it because of Jamie, because of his vocals. I listened to that song.
I think they both needed each other.
They needed each other. They
I
worked.
listened to that song because of Jamie's vocals. I did not know Kanye was on that song. I when I had to like do some research to find the song. I said Jamie Foxx, and I literally typed out what he
It's
said.
his son too.
I typed it out what he said. I'm sorry.
He said that's really his son too. I cannot make.
He's a
this up.
truth teller, y'all.
He's a
I'm a
truth teller.
I'm a truth teller.
I'm okay. I disagree with you, but I'm cool with that though. But also, on top of Jamie Foxx, I feel like the same common argument. He helped revitalize Twister's career too. This album was on Kanye's and Twister's album.
The song
It was.
Yes. And remember, this is when Twister started rolling with The Rock heavy
Yeah.
at this time. He was officially supposed to sign with him, but he never did. So this album is like, he got the overnight celebrity. He got a lot of Kanye produced songs. He got The Rock on his album. So this is like Twister wearing Rockefeller chains. So he's like all the way down with them. But I feel like this gave people that didn't really know about Twister all the way, they was like, oh,
Like
this
a
guy
rebirth.
nice. Yeah.
I think Twister had at the time he had a core fan base of who liked Twister, right? Like if you knew who Do or Die was, if you knew if you knew Twister, then when Kamikaze came, like you kind of knew that. If you did not know, then it was like, oh, who's this guy that's rapping all
That
fast?
rap all
right?
fast.
Yeah, like because before then, you had to kind of just know when Bone Thugs was coming and they had a whole thing. So like he was moving, but it was only in his niche in this kind of cross.
He got a whole new rebirth on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
I don't know no one. No disrespect to Twister, but no one on the
Well,
East Coast.
no.
we know him.
Not all the way because Puff had him on No Way Out.
Yeah.
So I would say
Listen, Do or Die. Do You Want to Ride was hard. Okay?
You Wanna Ride was hard. That was hard.
Do You Want to
When
Ride was hard.
That was hard. That was hard. But on this song sampled it's classic, man. Luther Vandross, House Is Not a Home. And if you listen to A House Is Not a Home, the way he took that little part and sped it up, to me, is genius in itself. Like, how did you know that little portion? Oh, you go. Well, he just took that little part and just sped it up, and that was it.
He did it.
Masterpiece.
And if you listen to that song, that's only a very, very small portion of that song. Like, and for him to just say, I want to take that little part and turn it into what we now hear as that song,
And that was the best part.
Turn it to magic.
that was great, man. And this song got so many memorable lines. I got a dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. He was ready for the world. I was ready for some action.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this Vandross. You gonna pull your pants off.
We gonna play this
We got
Gladys
his
night.
night. Me and you gonna get it right. He said, man, I can't rap that fast, but I know somebody who can.
That was-
Twister.
that was the
Twister
best
came in
transition.
killing it.
That was the
Twister
best
came in
transition.
killing it,
That
man.
was the best one.
I still don't know them words.
Said she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, some Little Aaliyah. It's a hit song.
Anita.
Anita?
Like Anita
Not
Baker.
Anita.
I said Anita, didn't I?
Like
Anita.
Anita Baker.
Yeah, this is definitely a classic
Tara
song.
Joyce.
You know how we disrespect the lyrics.
You ain't gotta, but don't disrespect Anita like that.
No, Anita legend. That's my baby right there. But classic song. Track number 13, Breathe In, Breathe Out, featuring Ludacris.
Breathe in, breathe.
This song was co-produced by Brian Miller. Dun, 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 dun. Breathe in, breathe out.
This song ain't my favorite.
It's all right.
Definitely.
Ain't my favorite
It
though. It's
wasn't.
all right.
Definitely gave me like a 2000. Like
I think for him,
Stomp the yard.
it was funny. It was made to say I can touch all areas of the country, right?
Yeah.
That's what this song did. And now when I bring in Luda, it's like, wait, what? Yeah, nah, I'm going to the South too.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Stomp the yard.
Yeah, it was pretty accurate.
That's
2003.
Oh man, yeah, exactly.
All right, track number 14, School Spirit Skit 1.
This was the best skit.
It was joking about what a college degree can do for you. Get an entry level job, 25,000 a year is disrespectful.
My dad had a degree. He said, well, when I die.
That's the next one. That ain't this one yet.
That's my favorite though.
That ain't this one yet. Then it goes to track number 15, School Spirit. To me, this is like the college fraternities and sororities.
Yeah.
It's like they love this song.
They stepped on
Because he shouted them out all of them.
Everyone, I was like,
It was genius. It was.
But I like this beat though. Also, this beat crazy.
Ooh, hecky nah, that boy
It's
is wrong.
This song sampled Aretha Franklin's song "Spirit in the Dark." It just sped it up. Yeah. Alpha step, omega.
when he was saying that, I could just literally hear, like, see it invisible.
They love this song. The college, they love this song.
They ate it
right
up.
here.
Yeah.
The step shows and all of that.
Homecoming.
They took the song we was on step to.
Yeah.
This is how you had College Dropout playing at colleges.
Yeah.
But
Right.
like, think about that's crazy.
It's
but that
crazy
was a
because
genius move.
if they wanted to, they could all unify and step to it at the same time, one by one.
Yeah, but they're in competition.
I know. That's why I said they would never go for
That
that.
ain't gonna never happen.
Now, yo, would this song work as like a not like an intro song? Like, you think that would work?
Yeah, if you just cut out
You
the
know,
hook
like-
and let the hook be a thing.
No, I mean like pretty much like the first full song of the album. You think that will work with this album if you push this to like track number 2?
Yes, if it was a different album. This album is College Dropout. So if you make
Yeah.
that, like, you're right. It would sound perfect.
it would sound
but it now leads us into a college person.
Late registration.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this kind of was about somebody who ain't make it.
Right.
So if it does, it kind of. Yeah.
I mean, he could have actually, the way this sample is to me, he could have actually went different routes with this song. He chose this route, but the way that beat was, he could have went a different route with this song, and it still would have been dope. But I see what he did with it. But he could have went on a more rapping type way with this song too, and I think it still would have worked. I think this beat is that dope to me.
Yeah, I agree.
But it worked for this too. I get it. I see how it worked in the big picture. But track number 16, School Spirit Skit 2.
There we go.
This is the guy telling everyone to get all the degrees you can.
So he said, because when I die, my degrees are going to keep me warm.
Degrees don't fall out the sky, you know.
There you go, man.
Hey, they don't.
You got work for them.
And then that leads to Skit Heavy right now. And then it leads to track number 17, Little Jimmy. Then his dad dies and left him with all his degrees.
I have these degrees.
My dad died, but he left me with all his degrees.
But he said on the skit before, was that the skit before? He said, "No, I haven't had sex, but I can count your change in your personal good."
Then he said, then little Jimmy said, "I'm homeless, but instead of sleeping on paper, I'm sleeping on my dad's degrees."
This album definitely top 5 skit album.
That's what I'm saying.
Top 5 on skits might be top 2 to 3. I don't know.
I think so,
man.
Doggy Style got crazy skits, and Puff had some early
Puff
ones.
had some
but
crazy skits.
this-
Can't forget about
these
Red
skits is
Man.
crazy. Yeah, Red Man got some
Man
good
got
skits.
skits.
But these skits is great, boy.
All right, track number 18, 2 Words featuring Mos Def, Freeway, and the Boys Choir Harder. This song is so hard.
Classic
The
song.
beat is hard.
Yes.
This is like best of both worlds, Kanye.
The
brought together.
Freeway Mos Def Quali combo, like from the and 2 words, literally going 2 words for word. Like, so I was rapping at the time, and as a writer, that 2 word, like trying to write in that 2 word cadence was just like, it was a lyrical exercise. Like, it was just dope off the thought of it. Like, that was fire.
Definitely was different. You would never see that now. It's historical.
2 words, United States, no love, no breaks, low brow, high stakes, crack smoke, black folks, Big Macs, fat. Yo, he was killing
That
this,
is hard to
man.
write.
It's a run-on sentence.
Everybody move. 2 words. Most Def, K-Def, hot lit. Calm down, get back. Ghetto people got this. Yeah.
It's a run-on sentence. I just
Yo, Most is so crazy, dog. Like he like put it in. Like, once again, he put him in his pocket, man, and like.
Yep. And this was when Freeway was.
Freeway was on a Freeway was like still like a youngin' kind of.
This was before his album.
Yes. Yes.
Where Freeway from?
But this
2
was,
words, freeway, 2 letters, AR, turn your rap niggas into 2 words, fast runners.
So
Like
around here,
Jackie Joyner.
but you got to remember around here, Freeway was kind of fish grease on the rap circuit.
Yeah.
Like this was after the Cassidy battle, which is a whole other conversation.
Put a beat on. Put a beat on.
But his verse on 1-900 Hustler had set him up. So when you see him on this with most that, like it's a whole nother like, wait, what?
Oh, he got that in his bag.
Right, like I ain't heard him out of say prop.
Yeah, nah. And Kanye verse hard on here
Kanye
too.
verse is hard. Everybody snaps.
That beat is just
this
crazy,
beat is
man.
bananas, man. Remember they performed this on Dave Chappelle?
Yes.
That was dope, man. This song was crazy,
Top the
man.
Roof, yeah.
Like this, not only did he got hit songs, but whatever you consider B-side, his B-side is great on this song, on this album, man.
Yeah. I mean, granted, that was a single too, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he put a video out for it.
That's what I said. That's what I knew it from the video.
Did he put a video out for this?
Yeah, this is.
Well, his video
it
was Dave
just
Chappelle.
it was Dave Chappelle
Yeah, I was
show.
about to
It
say,
ain't had no
yeah,
official
video,
video.
yeah.
It was definitely a street sample, a street song, man. This song was hard. I think maybe the people that didn't believe in him, maybe the street guys, they heard this was like,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Okay, wait. So like Jay-Z got some folks to listen because of that, right? Freeway got street folks to listen to
Most
that.
Def
Like
got the
Jamie got folks listening to the other one.
I was about to say,
You see, like
marketing.
Twister, like he knew how to get the
got
features.
Most Def,
Luda,
whole
like
Underground,
he got
ATL,
features from different
yeah.
worlds on purpose.
Whatever he did, he knew he was gonna. He just knew he was gonna get this to.
Kanye like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, he was gonna. He
was a mastermind.
he was gonna push this
different
upon
spectrums.
different people.
This is way bigger than just I'm gonna make an album. Like I'm gonna make an album and I'm gonna have a whole package. Like you're gonna take this whole everything, my dress, my style, my videos, all of this is part of my album package. Like he definitely probably changed thought patterns of artists coming after him.
Polos.
Yeah. Like
And,
all of that is part of my
sport
album.
jackets,
All that's part of my
backpack.
music. My whole look is part of my music. My crew is part of my music. Like you gotta
my
take
art,
all of this.
all of it.
It's like a whole movement. This is my movement, the Kanye movement.
It fits so well because he was like a college dropout. He was just coming into
He
the
actually
world.
is a college
I know,
Yeah,
like
he is a college dropout.
he was
Yeah.
just coming into the world wearing his school clothes, polo. Like it was just.
Song is hard, man.
was
Two words is a hard song for real, man. Definitely dope. All right, track number 19, Through the Wire.
What?
Ooh, the first
Classic.
single right here.
Single.
Classic.
And she hated what he did with that song.
This the one right here. This the one right here. I was to believe. Yeah, you right. She Shaka Khan, he sampled Shaka Khan's Through the Wire, and she did not like this. But you know what? For her to not to like it, when they did that Grammy performance, I thought that was so dope.
Yeah.
Remember when he did a Grammy with her? They did like a remix. I thought that was so
Absolutely.
dope. For her not to like it so much, but she was not pleased with this
She's
sample.
still cashing checks.
Yes, she
I was
is.
about to say.
Yes, she is. But she was not feeling it though, man.
That was a great single intro, single opening single for him.
This is great. It was so down to earth. The way the video was with just like him, like his come up, his
Why?
mom.
His face?
Why did he ever get the wires?
Because he got into a car accident.
He got in a car accident.
Jaw broke.
Yeah, that's an educational moment, son. So he got in a car accident.
And it's Lexus.
He got in a car accident. His
He was in a
cheeks-
limo.
Go watch the video. He wasn't in a limo.
I didn't seen it.
was in a limo.
He was driving
He was driving. He wasn't in no limo.
Thought he was in a limo.
Google's your friend. He was driving.
in a Lexus.
Wow. so
Tore
then-
up.
Yeah.
I just sworn he was in
He
a
said
limo.
it a lot
no.
of times
He
in the
totaled
videos.
it.
Well, I guess it makes sense because every reference to his car was a Lexus in this.
Yes, it was.
He totaled it. Nah, he was definitely driving. He totaled it. But when his face got wired shut, so he was rapping through the wire.
And he sounded. You know who he sounded like? He gave me a little 50.
Carl, nah, you didn't get
Well, yeah.
that. Carl, you didn't get that. He
I
was
know, I
rapping
know,
through
yeah,
the wire.
yeah, I
That's
know.
the he named
I
the song
understood.
through the wire.
I knew he was
Boots for
rapping through the wire
breakfast
before. I just
with
never
this,
knew how he got.
The reason why he sounded like that to you, you're like, wait, he reminds me of 50. That's because in 50's history, he got shot
I
all
know,
the
that's
time.
what
So
I
he
said.
was rapping through his mouth too.
Yeah,
Yup.
he was giving me a
So,
DMX 50. He was like,
Yeah, so
it
when
was
50
raw.
got
It was
closed
raw.
mouth.
50 before getting shot sounds entirely different than
Yeah,
50
he
now.
definitely did.
So man, but through the wire, man, this This song had me, man.
Yeah.
This song had me. It was just the lyrics was real. Like, it's everything about it, man. It just
A beautiful soul sample. Killed it.
Oh, the sample was
I
crazy.
think the sample was almost like inspiring.
It is.
Like
That's
very hopeful.
I don't really maybe Shaka Khan just didn't get rap at that time because I really think like I don't understand why she didn't like this song that much. It was really an inspiring song. He's not saying anything crazy to me.
I can understand it from
From the
perspective.
soul of her.
Right, like
Yeah,
like that's not how I
like-
sang it. I didn't want it to be sped up like that. Like like her runs that she did.
I drank a boost for breakfast, an inshore for
for
dessert.
dessert.
Somebody
Somebody
ordered
ordered
pancakes. I just sipped the scissor.
That right there could be
Now
the
say it
song.
all with your
Man,
mouth wire
Lizard,
shut.
not to worry,
But
Mr.
no.
H to the Izzo back to
Understand?
Wizard.
That's what made that lyric so dope. He's literally drinking
How do I
Ensure,
console my
sipping
mom?
through sipping through the straw. So because he can't chew. So somebody ordered pancakes. I just sipped the scissor because he can't chew.
Damn.
Like that was what made that line so fire.
He said, how do you console my mom or give her life support?
Tell
Telling her her son's on life support. And just imagine how my girl feel. On the plane scared to hell that her guy feel like Emmett Till.
You know
You know
what
what
Emmett
Emmett
Till
Till is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
Face
yo,
all
it's
blew
like-
up.
So,
He's
I
from
know.
Chicago too.
He said his
Damn,
girl was.
yes,
He
sir.
said his girl was with me, but she was with me before the deal. She been trying to be mine. She was a
been-
Delta, so
She
she
been-
been throwing the dynasty sign.
Where she at?
Been trying to be
Shouts out to
mine.
her.
Been trying to be
Call
signed.
me.
How
Call me.
How you use two lifelines.
Hey, he said trying to be a millionaire. How I use two lifelines. You ever heard the show? I think about a millionaire or whatever. They had a lifeline on that show.
How to be a billionaire.
How to be a billionaire or whatever. They had a lifeline.
It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Who wants to be a
Who?
millionaire?
Who
Whatever.
wants to be a millionaire?
So they had a lifeline on there. So he said, how I use my two lifelines in the same hospital that Biggie Smalls died. The doctor said I had blood clots, but I ain't Jamaican, man. My story on MTV, and I ain't trying to make a band. I swear this right here, history in the making, man. To the wire,
The
to
transition,
limit.
the transition though, from like
Yeah.
top songs and the way it just merged down into this grit.
Yo, this song was crazy, man. This song was crazy. Like hit for sure. Then it goes to track number 20, Family Business. This is like a dedication to his family.
One of my favorite songs of all time.
This
That
is-
like that is literally in my pocket of when I think of like my top 10 songs. Because
Wow.
if he ain't did it, then he ain't did it. And if he did, then that's family business. Like that's rigged. But you ain't had to help my girls. I used to pee the bed. Like it's so much into that. That's just like when I think
Everything
about
that glitters is
black
not
family,
gold.
black. Like it's like take the movie
Gold is
Soul
not a
Food and make it a
reality.
song.
Yeah.
Like that's how that song feels to me. It's like that's.
I think this is very relatable. Like this is one. This is what makes him relatable.
He's talking to his cousin. He was like, "Oh, you gonna make the basketball team? You got a little taller? you know what I'm saying? So like he's
real.
just talking to
It's
his
real.
family.
Yes, it is
And what's your name is playing the piano on this song again? John Legend's
John
playing the
Legend,
piano.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why. It's just the whole thing.
Nah, that was
Yes, it's dope, man. I love this song. It feels like a family type song. Yeah, it definitely does, man.
That's who I wish was still around. Him and John Legend was still in the studio together. Like they don't work together no more, but it would have been fire. That sound, that
John
family business sound.
I think they all still got love for Kanye. They just kind of had to
That whole
separate
Trump thing.
themselves
Yeah.
because
It's different space.
Yeah.
yeah.
They might
but-
have
but-
love for Ye. Ye the type of person that'll say I don't have no love for you. So
Yeah.
it don't even.
But I don't really think he genuinely means that though. Not for people like John Legend. I don't think he. No, I don't.
Did you hear the Drake Sampson interview?
I heard him, but I don't think for John Legend he genuinely means that. No, I don't.
Okay.
John,
I don't. He said something, but not John. Like dudes with you from day one. Like
we do know Kanye is a very
They just have
intrusive
the-
person.
Who do you see around Ye that was around him from day one?
I said, now I'm talking
I
about.
know,
day
but
one.
but
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I don't.
No, I think Ryan Fest is still with him. Be around.
And
Right,
and
first-
consequence.
Consequence they just have a little thing now.
They be
They
supporting.
always have
You
things.
know what?
They always.
Consequence
when you
and Ryan
surround-
Fest support
I feel like-
virtually. I'm not talking. Them niggas ain't going to Dubai with him, right?
Yeah.
Like they not. We not acting like they was in the studio when
but
this album was
I feel like
recorded.
yes, you
that's
gotta.
not.
I feel like well, yeah, you
not
gotta.
recording with them
You
no
gotta
more.
separate yourself while you can before he pushes you away.
Facts.
That's
a
a good
hard.
point.
That may actually
That's
a good point, son.
hard. That was wide
Like
behind you.
Virgil,
Pusha T.
Virgil, he separated himself and he still stayed. They still stayed on great terms. fashion wise, everything.
Well, they ended on great terms.
No,
they had their little moment. They had
Yeah,
their little
they
moment.
had with
Well,
the Louis Vuitton and
Yeah, but that was huge.
But
because
that
he got-
wasn't
was
Virgil's
huge.
fault though.
It ain't gotta be your fault for Ye. Like,
know,
Ye
but-
it has nothing to do with
I
your
know,
fault.
but it was.
Like,
It,
what you
it
mean? You
wasn't-
took
it
my
wasn't
job.
on
That's
him.
all I care about.
Because that's a job I wanted.
It was,
job.
Because he was going to school
but look,
to do that.
yeah.
And he got looked over.
And then he dropped out, and what? Virgil finished.
That's a bar.
and then went back.
He's
and,
snapping right
then
now.
went back and
Hard.
got his master's,
Snapping.
engineer and architect. That's crazy.
Look at you doing your knowledge,
Oh, you know
man.
me, you
That's
know
what's
me.
up. All right, track number 21, the final track, Last Call. The song was co-produced by Evidence, your boy, Sean. I don't think people know that. The song is over 10 minutes. He raps a little bit in the beginning,
Last
and then he
Call.
tells his story.
That's a great
The whole
dope.
story at the end to get it signed. That's dope. I don't really think that's been done like that before.
A 12-minute track.
I'm trying to think. I can think of it done afterwards. Like
I know it was done afterwards several
Yeah,
times.
Lupe did it. Jay-Z did it.
But not
I don't
on
know
the
who did
joint.
it beforehand.
I feel like
Not
Fat Joe
on
did
it.
it before too.
Yeah, he did. But
Yeah.
all that was after
Yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It was
after,
after this
yeah.
stuff.
But is this the one with Jay-Z vocals on there? Or what?
It's Jay-Z
Yeah,
and Dame
yeah.
vocals
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that was
Because he's telling the story of them co-signing. So
motherfucker.
I said, I hate you, Kanye.
Yeah, I hate you, Kanye. Dame on there too, man. He's like, man, that's dope, man.
Yo, now me hearing you say,
don't catch a break. Don't catch a break.
Nah, he really tells the whole
and you
story
still
about
wondering
him.
who signed off because what?
Dang.
And I feel like
Crazy.
they was like, you gonna do what at the end?
Yeah, that's how we end albums.
You gonna talk for 10 minutes?
Switched it.
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do at the end of the album. What?
That beat is nice too.
But
The
but
beat
what's so
is dope.
dope about it
Beat is
is
dope.
because the beat is dope and because you're so interested by that time into his story, especially with the rest of the
It's just
album,
playing.
you're going to
Just
listen to the whole
riding
thing.
it.
You're
Yeah.
going to listen. The first time you have to listen to it all.
And
Like
yeah.
you have to see everything he say. You're going to listen to the whole story.
said-
Like
he said-
And once-
anybody else you could easily skip that. But like, I don't want to hear.
And it's funny. It's when you hear him explaining it, it's all funny. Like
Yes.
you can't not stop listening to it. As soon as
He
you
said-
hear
I put the
Jay-Z
bed
go,
together
as soon
from
as you hear
IKEA.
Yeah, word he did. Word he
I put the
did.
bed together from IKEA.
Word.
He said the all-around world digital underground pop, the Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer of the rock.
Dang.
I take my chain, my 15 seconds of fame, and come back next year with the whole effing game.
Facts, he did.
I like the part about Bun B in his that she could have won the horse awards.
Horse awards.
Nah, but the story is dope. I think it's inspiring. I think if you listen to that and you want to get into the music game, I think you would be inspired by that.
It's a
wanna
good way
hear
to
it.
end the album.
And it lets you know, like, he really
Great way to-
grinded. Like, he really was on the grind. There
He
was
really
nothing
earned
given to
everything he
him.
got.
I
But
wanted
to
nobody
hear the song.
believed in him.
That's
I went
why
to Jacob with 25.
That- yeah, word.
You went to Jacob with 25. Wow.
Wow.
I actually heard that.
Right.
No, that song's actually on YouTube though.
Yeah, that was a freshman adjustment.
That was on that. And Common's on that song with him. That
when you
originally
really
song.
hear Last Call though, like
And he tells about a song and then starts rapping the song on the beat. Like, who does that though? I mean, he was totally
On that beat.
Yeah, on that beat though. Like,
it explains why he helped put on everybody else though, because he had to fight. Like
he did.
and they
No.
fought, and most of them fought too for just them to
Even
lose,
how he-
to
even-
lose it a little bit.
Even how he wasn't supposed to be on Rockefeller, he's supposed to sign the Capitol. He had a deal with Capitol all set in place, and they backed out in the last minute. That's how all this. It didn't happen for a reason, but I'm just saying.
It happened for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, it happened for a reason, but like he wasn't even supposed to be on Rockefeller. Rockefeller didn't want to sign him. It was almost like,
He
all
didn't
right,
even
you
fit
had it.
the script.
All right, they wanted to sign you like that. All right, well, let's give him a chance then, man.
Yeah, but you know, and I was saying this earlier. If I don't believe that if he signed anywhere else without having a J there, without having a Dame
about
there,
to say,
I don't think it works.
Created
Like I think
him.
he
His
needed
big brother.
Yeah, Big's brother. You know what I'm saying? Like so, he kind of needed that thing to help co-sign him, allow him to
And
do
you know
whatever
what?
he wanted to do.
And they needed him too.
And they
They
did
did.
100%. They definitely Blueprint isn't Blueprint without
Everybody say,
without
right.
True.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so let's get this out of the way. Do you think the College Dropout is a classic?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Certified
It was-
classic.
Yes.
Can we all agree on that?
I think
Yes.
They don't just fall out
these
the
type of
sky, you know?
albums get their own.
Not this album.
These albums just don't fall off the sky enough.
I feel like,
Yo, man.
I feel like I
use
need
that
a
for
different word to classify.
That's the whole thing.
It
of this
applies.
year. That's the whole
They just
thing
don't
of
fall off
this
the
year.
sky
This type of
enough.
album get their own category. It gets their own type of category for starting so many things and letting a lot of things branch off.
A lot of branches.
A lot
A lot of branches. Let's say
a lot
this
of
is a
branches.
root right here.
So fun fact, you probably wouldn't necessarily know this, but here's a quick education moment. A lot of great producer albums do that. So like when you think of Dr. Dre's Chronic and Chronic 2001, when Chronic started, opened up doors for the whole West Coast because of who they were. Like, so when you're a producer, you can call in favors that don't nobody else got. Like, so it'd be like, wait, how did I get this? When Puffy's No Way Out, wow, everybody on it. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you're a producer and you can do, and you have a talent that's like Kanye level, you know what I'm saying?
Valuable.
Yeah, like you can create something that opens the doors and really puts people in the position.
All right, well, the College Dropout came out to critically acclaim worldwide. It sold in its first week. It landed at number 2 on Billboard 200, selling 441,000 copies in its first week.
Almost gold.
It eventually went on to be 4 times platinum by 2020. It was 4 times platinum. A bunch of platinum singles. Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, Slow Jams was all number one. Slow Jams was the number 1 song single.
Shout out to Jamie for that.
Yeah, so
Definitely. He's not lying.
Jamie saved the song.
Yo,
Jamie
wasn't for
saved
Jamie,
everything.
He
Jamie.
said
It's been like 1 time platinum. He saved the song.
I almost said he said the song.
Saved the song.
Wasn't for Jamie, man.
I ain't gonna say
Wasn't for Jamie. Jamie did it.
He definitely
did it.
was standing
Actually-
on business. I ain't
Actually, it was Jamie
helped
Foxx
carry the
featuring
song.
Kanye West.
Oh, it was Jamie Foxx. That did it, man.
But it was on
it wasn't-
Kanye's album.
Jamie Foxx
wasn't
asked
like-
him. Jamie Foxx asked him to do Go
Of
Dig.
course.
It was
Yeah,
it was Chicago
Yeah,
song
yeah.
featuring
He
Kanye
brought it
West.
to him.
Yeah.
Forget the documentary. Forget the documentary.
It was
That's
Chicago song featuring Kanye West. That's the
Based off in G Dash's words.
Fall off the sky, you know.
Chicago
Okay,
underground rappers
like yo,
came to
don't
Kanye and
slow
said, "We
jam,
need
don't
you
fall
to
off."
put on."
Yeah.
Act like it.
All right, so the impact of College Dropout, you think, when it came out?
Huge.
It shook the world. I think it changed the world as far as what things had to sound like, things had to look like. I think it said you don't have to be into this bucket. I think it allowed for lanes that created a Drake. In all honesty, if you don't have somebody who is that palatable and relatable, you don't have what most Def says as commercial music, right? Target music only comes because Ye can make target music first. Like everybody can listen to this song, everybody can party to this, everybody can. Whenever you're talking to everybody in hip hop, that was such an anomaly to be able to talk to everybody in hip hop. Most of the time, they only talk to the streets and they only care for the streets. Yeah. This was like I'm talking to everybody consistently.
To the church.
Yeah.
To schools.
I feel like hip hop was like on like it was more one sided. It was just the hip. It was the pop. The pop came with this and things like this.
Well, I'll say that. So in that era, just another quick education. At that same time, the other side of it that was poppy was so far poppy. So you get Nelly and shouts out to Luda because he's one of the great lyricists. But at the time, like it's Saturday, like they were so far poppy. This was like we gonna go down that middle road of being relatable for everybody, but we gonna have conscious conversations with you, right? So it didn't have to go into it's hot in here, like just empty kind of like just party stuff, and be relatable music all across the board.
The bridge.
You got to breathe in, breathe out in school spirit, though.
Yeah, he had everything.
And workout plan.
But that's what I'm saying. They literally had everything on the album. Like it didn't. Cut
nah,
any
this
corner.
was
Wherever you wanted to go.
This was a game changer. This was a game changer to me. After this album came out, I think rap changed. I think some artists heard this and was like, I gotta step my game up and get more creative.
Production.
My production wise, I gotta get more creative with my subject matter. I think he made people step their game up.
He made a thing.
Yeah, you gotta think like I gotta make better songs. Like I gotta talk about more.
Even the dress. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like even the dress. Like I was wearing the same thing.
The suit jacket.
The suit jacket, the baggy jeans, with
Polos.
the sneaks.
The polo.
Absolutely.
The
Yeah.
pink
Yeah.
polos.
2000 nostalgic.
The book bag, the little book bag
No, I
on your
wasn't wearing the
backpack
book bag.
joint. You want to wear the book
No, I
bag?
wasn't wearing
Nah,
the
he
book
wasn't
bag.
I'll take the book bag over the
Well, unless it was
over the man
a
purse.
diaper bag. You know, I had a diaper bag. I had
Diaper
kids
bag
already.
era.
Kids already.
Nah,
did,
this album was to me this album was a game changer, and Kanye made it acceptable to be vulnerable in your music, to talk about real life issues, to not always trying to make yourself sound like a Superman, but you vulnerable, you can go through stuff, you can miss the mark. Like it made all of that. It was just real relatable music
Got Kendrick.
that got put on a. It was no, don't get it twisted. It was music like that out there, but it never got put on this kind of platform. So he
Music
put it
that
on a
was-
platform.
Music that was out there, let's go back to Jesus Walks. Music that was out there like this, that was as conscious, did not bop near. I get into these conversations all the time. People can have amazing lyrics, but the first question is, but does it bop though? Because if it don't bop, then you only listening to it if you listen to it for lyrics. But as much as people may hate Pound Town by that girl, guess what happens? If you was outside, and if I was 20 years old outside, and that song came out in the club, it bops. Okay,
Booty old Brown, huh?
it's gonna bop.
She's a mother.
Somebody gonna dance with me. Okay, she was a mother then too. Okay, but so to be able to talk about something and then keep it bopping, like that was the crossover line that Ye did. He was like, we gonna make y'all party to this a little bit too,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna be a line.
Well, that leads right to my next question. How would you describe the sound of this album?
It was literally the soul album. When I think of what the Blueprint came and did, this was lean deeper into that. Like this was that soul sample album. We gonna take you through all of that.
Like what I have to do what I have to do to get a sound like this is to go listen to a whole bunch of different artists, and I don't have to do that with this album. It's
Why'd
just-
you say that, man? Now I'm thinking I actually like Kanye's Blueprint production better than this production.
Well, yeah, it is better, but we're not doing that right now.
I'm just saying, I'm not going.
He gonna blame me for that.
I'm
and I
not
don't
going
want
down your rabbit hole.
I'm not
I'm just
taking
thinking in
credit.
my head like, damn, I really like the Blueprint production from Kanye better than the production on
His own.
his own.
Well, why he got
Well,
in
because
order to
he
get
was-
his foot in the door?
Yeah, you needed
Yeah,
that.
he had to throw his.
I gotta
good
throw you my
stuff.
best
Yeah,
beats.
exactly.
I gotta throw you my best
Yeah.
beats out there.
I got
Plus,
dip in the crate.
on the Blueprint, he was competing with Just Blaze. Like, let's not act like there's another producer on that album. Just Blaze showed up with A-Work.
And Bank, and Bank,
And
please,
Bank.
And
please,
Bank. Yes,
please
absolutely.
give Bank his credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bank, my
Word.
guy, Bank. We giving you credit, brother. I don't want no problems.
monster.
man.
Even DJ Quick
came out before
and Eminem produced on that album. So, you know what? He had to show his A-Work.
Nah, so
Blueprint came out
I
2001.
think the soul
Yeah, that's
samples he
crazy.
brought that it was already a thing, but he just brought that back heavy with this album,
And the skits.
and just sonically,
Oh, I didn't skits.
just thinking about like that Dre kind of era of just the way the music
It
sounded.
was so cohesive, man.
Yes.
Very.
From top to bottom.
That's one of my favorite things about this Ye
He
album.
told a story.
These first three Ye albums, honestly, were all very super cohesive. His first three albums and Dark Twisted Fantasy, super cohesive albums.
Yes.
Like you can listen to them straight through.
What did this album do for Rockefeller Records?
It just put it in different lanes. Like Rockefeller was already rock, so all it did was say, "Hey, I know y'all only used to listening to thugs, to this, to drug selling music, to da 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 da. Well, we could do some of this over here too." That's all it did.
I think
Well-
it made the rock more eclectic.
Yeah,
Different
eclectic.
sides,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we
agree
got
with that.
the whole hip hop, we got the underground, we got the drug deals, we got the Harlem flashy
nerds.
dudes.
And then we got these niggas.
The niggas who was in school.
Well, I think it's also
educated
I think it's
niggas.
also based off your perspective, because if you just like street music, that's all Rockefeller was. Everybody in Rockefeller made street music until Kanye came along.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is Kanye sold more records than everybody on the label.
Damn.
Well,
Everybody on the label.
except Hov.
No, everybody on the
He also
label.
Hov?
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
He sold more records than Memphis Bleak? No way.
See, don't do that. See, now you sound like me. That sound like now you sound. That sounded
a rabbit
fake.
hole.
Like what Memphis Bleak is. Listen, put that on tomorrow. It's hard. Like,
No way.
Now, no, I'm saying that because of course we all equate Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z, as we should,
Yeah.
because he is Rockefeller
He
Records.
sold more albums than Jay?
But Kanye West, actually sold more records than everybody on Rockefeller. So he came with this new sound that took off commercially to a whole new
I think
level.
me and Carl was one day we was going down though.
He sold more albums than Jay or more songs?
He sold more everything.
Hold on.
Clothes.
We was going down.
Look it up.
We was looking down at it like God.
Crazy.
He did that much. He did that
You don't
much.
got no sneakers.
Jay-Z
does have
I don't know about him.
Yo,
That's not Carter.
That's not Carter moment, Super Bowl.
He just wore him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Yup, he did have him on Super Bowl, and they sold out a lot very quickly in the first
So,
week.
so
Not
Jay-Z
easy.
got more albums than Kanye on Rockefeller, and Kanye still sold more records? That's crazy.
Because Kanye crossed over
I was by so many
pop
names.
and popular culture a different way.
That's
Like he just
crazy.
did. It is
He's a
what it is.
marketer.
Like he's a influencer.
Influence.
A content creator.
He's a content creator.
Yeah,
That's
Jay-Z
crazy.
is a dope artist, but Kanye crossed into all of the lanes: fashion,
Word.
music, art, all of that.
He didn't stick to
so all those different.
The whites.
You know what I mean?
Why you call it the whites?
Damn. he was on some. He was
So
on some,
all those different lanes embraced him differently than Jay-Z. Like some people just still put Jay-Z in a street pocket because Jay-Z wasn't a producer and an artist. So yeah, man, I think he did a lot for Rockefeller Records. He really opened up the lane for
Broadened
them.
them for
Really
real.
as a music label now with Kanye, not just a rap label.
Street. Like,
Like a street hip hop label.
I feel like Jay-Z just played his part.
As he should.
Like he just played his part. Like this man didn't play his part. He didn't go with the script.
Well, nah. And the way you putting that now, he ain't just.
The disrespectful.
He
Right, he
didn't.
sound mad disrespectful.
Not that, but I mean like he just went.
Kanye just created his own lane.
Jay-Z was just like forward. He just did. He went and then he just went on.
So okay.
He just like
quick education moment because I can see what you're doing is looking back
Message.
at it. And living through it. It was a completely different world. So at the time, what Jay was doing was Jay wasn't. So Jay has songs that are like number one in the world, but never number one on Billboard. We don't care about that.
Oh yeah,
which is why Jay is Jay.
But to us, they were number one.
So he wasn't just going in the line because at the time what he was he was the people champ.
I mean, like he just like he just. I feel like he just like he's being a dad right now. He's playing his role. He's just got a wife and kids. He's like on the other end.
Well,
Look at Kanye right now.
Kanye's making music because Kanye just makes whatever he wants to.
too.
Jay don't do that. Jay's very controlled, so he's gonna put music.
He trying to be young.
He's gonna put music out when he wants to.
But two things that are different. Kanye musically came out at least 10 years.
But he is a producer though, so
Kanye came out 10 years after Jay. Right, so when
their generation.
There you go. Reasonable doubt to College Dropout.
But when y'all equated when y'all was equated
but
Blueprint.
if we count
But
Hawaii and
Hawaiian
Sophie
Sophie,
fame, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like it was just
94.
such a time difference. And it's not just that.
What you guys say?
Carl's like,
Are you mad at me?
I'm not gonna get mad at
No,
you. You're young.
You gotta
have a
learn. Like,
different opinion.
and I think that other people need to know that how these things work. So like for Jay, when Jay had Hard Knock Life, right? His Hard Knock Life, his Annie sample broke the world. It kicked the door down. That was like, oh my God, did he sample Annie? We wouldn't. And that. So when you hear Ye sample any of the things that Ye does, it's just like, oh, this is what Ye do. It a lot of what Ye does fits for Ye. What Jay was doing was getting into mainstream. Hip hop wasn't as mainstream when Jay-Z came out. Jay-Z needed the Annie sample. Jay-Z needed Big
He was
Pimpin'.
pushing.
He needed that in 98.
Hip hop needed it. I can't even say
the Hard Knock Life tour alone.
what.
But
Hip hop needed that.
But
If
what
they don't happen, they don't.
But with Kanye is a kind of artist and just individual and person altogether. He's gonna push the envelope way more than Jay-Z because that's just who he is.
Yeah.
Even if it don't work, he's gonna try. He's gonna sing. He's gonna use auto tones. He's gonna try that stuff.
Make it work.
Yeah, he's gonna try it, and he's at the point where even if we don't like it, it's still gonna sell. So
No, we ain't gonna kill him.
Yeah, he's gonna try it.
He is gonna try it.
He's definitely gonna try.
I not to say that Jay won't, because when you listen to 444, it sounded like nothing else.
Jay-Z
He
never, but he never was singing. He never like.
He's not a singer.
Well,
But
Ye don't need to sing either.
He got a
If-
wife for that.
Understand something? If Ye could have singers do 808s and Heartbreaks instead, he should have. Like, and 808s and Heartbreaks is a great album, but if he could have got Neo and Usher and all them singers to sing that album, it's amazing. If Kanye would have got singers, if 808s and Heartbreaks had singers to sing that album, yes.
And Heartbreaks was a great album.
It was great written. It was a great written album. It was well written. It was a great written album. I could do that. But if you would have had singers sing the songs on 808s and Heartbreaks,
I don't like 808 Heartbreaks, but go
okay,
ahead.
so you're proving my point.
It's only one song I like on there.
Yeah.
I got 3. But go
So
ahead.
when Jay don't sing, you understand why he does it. He hires singers to sing. Ye should have just hired singers to sing on his R&B album.
Most
You
rappers
don't have
don't
to
sing though.
But that's not him.
Okay. He's not Jay.
All right.
There you
All right,
go.
so do you see Kanye? Do you see Kanye turn into at the Kanye at this time? Did you see him turning into what we have, the Kanye we have today? Did you see this?
Did you foresee it?
Yeah. Did you foresee this in any way? The Kanye we have today, based to the college dropout Kanye.
I'm gonna say yes and no.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm gonna say yes and no only because if you see from album to album, there's an evolution,
Yeah.
right? And then in his personal life, his real life,
Right.
there's an evolution with that as well. From
with the problems too.
absolutely
They escalated as he grew. The problems grew too, like with business and things of that.
with
nature.
with everything.
Well,
From money to everything is an
People-
evolution.
people-
It has to grow.
So you knew it was gonna. You felt it was gonna be You felt like he was gonna go. He wasn't just gonna stay in his pocket.
I did not know it was going to get to where he is today, to where the music is still sonically in this form.
I think that at the time when College Dropout came out, I wouldn't have saw him getting to where he's at today sonically, right? And Stardom, yes. When that came out,
Oh, yeah,
based
Stardom
on
was
everything,
ridiculous.
yeah, he was going to get to a place. I don't think that I like now. I don't think he cares about making a classic album.
No,
Right? I think
no.
I think he likes ball
'Cause he's
I don't
appealing-
think
I
he
think
cares
'cause
about
he's
that. I
appealing
don't think
to
Down to 2. I don't think he cared if it was a classic album. Maybe Down to 1 because it had her name on it, and there was some stuff that went into that. To Life of Pablo, didn't care if it was a classic album. Like I don't think this album he cared that.
Why
that
are you
it
making
was a
music
thing.
because
then?
it was a start. Why?
Wait. Understand?
He's a producer.
Just because I make music doesn't mean that I care about it being a classic. I might just want to have good art out. Right, and I think that where he's at now is
And right now,
to
he's,
people.
he's
making good art.
marketing. He's appealing to the youth. Money's where the youth is.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, money.
Well, how'd you agree with it, Sean?
It's like creating art. If you create art, you want it to be the best version of you as you can at that time.
Not
I'm
everybody.
not
No.
putting,
Not
I'm not
our
putting out
artists.
some-
Art is
Hold on, let him
expressive.
finish.
Art-
Let him finish.
I
Go
am
ahead.
not putting some bullshit out and have an art show and be like, yeah, this is okay stuff, but
You
my
imagine
last my
it.
last show
Some
was
people
better.
might like that.
No. But you're comparing you to someone else. For a great art, like for a lot of artists, they compare themselves to themselves. So for him, he's only thinking about, hey, how can I put out great art? Not necessarily, oh, I want this to be the best joint in the landscape. Nah, hip hop ain't. They're not as competitive. They just don't move as competitive in this era.
That just sounds like you somewhere lost your hunger,
Yeah.
you lost your drive.
Yes.
Maybe the fame, the money has got you construed. Now
It's a
your
possibility.
Music is going downhill.
No.
Because you don't want to make classic albums. You
Is
just
it-
want to
No,
make.
I
What's
want
at the
good music.
What's at the bottom of the hill?
G-O-D.
What's at,
Music.
but what's at the bottom of the hill? The youth.
That doesn't sound as good as you think it
It
does.
don't. But I know. But is it? Was it wrong? But was it wrong?
The mud
I kind of get what you're saying,
But
but
was it wrong?
that didn't kind of work out the way that
mudslide.
you work out.
He's heading towards. He wants to be
The
mainstream,
mudslide.
and he don't want to be with. He don't want to be with his generation. No more.
Wait, no. So education moment. He's always been mainstream. That's what made this kick in the door. This made mainstream. This made Jesus Walks mainstream music.
But is it mainstreaming now in time?
Well, Jesus Walks. If he wanted to, Donda, yes. Like for him, he always wanted to do mainstream way more than he wanted to be the best album out.
I just personally cannot see an artist at his caliber putting music out just to put music out. I feel like when Nas puts out these Magics, these
Magic.
What's not
King's
what-
Disease.
King's
King's
Disease is
Disease.
he wants to be the fucking best.
Wait. Why isn't there a middle ground, right? Where if an artist is putting out music because they want to
middle
put out,
ground.
they want to put out great art. I don't care if it's the best. I'm not looking at nobody else. I'm not comparing my art to nobody else's art. I'm comparing my art to what I can do.
I think he's just
I don't know
trying to
why
make-
you're putting
he-
it out then.
He's just trying to
You're
create
so hip hop.
a digital.
You are so hip hop.
I don't
That's
know.
just not
I
hip-
don't know. I mean-
R&B artists don't look at music like, well, when I put this out, it better be the best R&B album of the year. No, they just want to put out great R&B
It's
albums.
expressive. He's being expressive.
Like
That's
that's
what he's
what
being
they
right
do.
now. That's what his
It's
art
not-
is. It's very
That's-
expressive.
So does every album have to outdo the last?
No, it
should
can't.
evolve in a better place.
I
You should be
think, but at
constantly
what point?
evolving.
I was about to
artists
say,
are
but
just
at
too
what
much.
point in time
That's a
are you
good
just
question.
gonna
I don't think some albums can.
leave things
Uh,
nostalgic?
But for me as a listener, this is me. For me as a listener, I don't think it has to surpass the last albums, especially if the album was something really
That'd be just
special
as
and
good.
classic. But I mean, I could get some of that energy. Maybe if it's a different energy, but something of that, something that reminisces a little bit. It don't have to be exactly like, and I understand growth
just don't got fun
and
with Sky,
respect
you know?
growth. But you know,
You know,
Facts. Like,
if I could tell you one thing,
facts. Like that's it.
But look, y'all know me, man. Today I missed the old Kanye. So you know what era that I'm rocking with, man. I missed the old Kanye.
What album was that on?
This is
That
College
was-
Dropout.
No. What
I
album did
miss
he?
the old Kanye.
oh, that was Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo.
Pablo.
That was a good album.
That
That
was.
was-
Yeah, it was.
That was like a.
But
good-
see, I'm not even mad at Life of Pablo. Now, see, look,
Wearing all black like
He,
Kanye.
I didn't.
he ain't been the same since he
You
stopped
could
working with
should wear
Drake.
your mask.
Like I'm just saying,
He-
since he stopped working with Drake, he ain't been the
that
same.
was
Take what you got from
because
that.
Drake was like a Drake
Wow,
was
that's what we
Drake.
going with.
What?
Drake
Since he
was
stopped
like,
working with Drake, wait, yo, you
It
ain't
was
Drake
that
and
sample.
Eminem, dog. You gotta relax.
it was that
man.
sample, yo. It was that
30
sample.
hours.
It was that. It
That's
was
a good
that
song.
sample.
I like
was.
that song. I like that song. I like that song.
No One
I,
Parties in LA is the best song.
I didn't. Yeah, it's a dope song too. They going.
Was
in.
it?
Kendrick showed him what he was about.
Oh,
Listen.
yes, he did.
I don't think
what'd
that
you say?
I don't think
Parties in
that
LA.
I didn't know what Kanye was going to turn into. Of course, I expected growth. Would I anticipate it where he's at today? No way.
But can you anticipate where anybody's going in the future?
Well,
So to an extent, you can.
Yeah.
even being a billionaire, like just
Yeah,
looking at that, like God, don't like,
The
like,
takeover,
He did.
the way he took over,
to there
the way he
is
took
crazy.
over in all these
You gotta
different
look at
industries
it.
and the Yeezys and all of that. No.
Yeah.
We have like as a people we have
even as Nike joints,
we have progressed in creativity. Like everybody's searching for something more when it comes down to art and things like it. So he had his vision and you seen what it was. So what did he do with it? He just
we got two more that's coming up.
Okay.
Took it to the next
I
level.
promise you. Last lesson. I promise.
Last lesson.
Last lesson.
Teacher right now.
So when you look at in Kanye's career, when you listen to his albums, what you'll hear is first three albums are the evolution, and then you get into like Yeezus, and then My Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was the first pivot.
I feel like it was exploration.
So,
I like My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
no.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is a
So
classic.
his first three albums, he knew what like when you listen to them cohesively, they go together like same
Yeah,
same way
like-
that this was done. He wasn't
It's
trying
like
to
a trilogy.
He
Like
wasn't
a
necessarily
trilogy.
trying to figure it out. He knew. And then you get Yeezus, which was a separation line of change. And then My
808s
Dark
and
Twisted
Heartbreak.
Fantasy was like, oh, and 808s and Hard Places. And
It was a heartbreak.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
he did. He
And then
used
My Dark
those.
Twisted
He
Fantasy.
used those albums as like fillers.
Fantasy. And
They weren't
then-
fillers to him. Like
I know,
it's so crazy
but-
that you say that.
I know, but that's what it feels like.
Like at the time,
comes
Yeezus sonically sounded like nothing that was. I didn't like that album, but sonically the production that he has, the hard industrial sounds, they were so different. He
It
was
was like-
kicking and open the door. Like we gonna
Exploration
use this
that-
hard records
And
every
you know where
time.
they
That
used them
dash
Jones at?
in between.
We've watched so many basketball games.
Yes.
Bridge.
Yes. Black Skinhead production wise is like incredible. Like you have to play it.
But you
So-
know what happened with Yeezus? Didn't his mom die around that time?
Yes, it all changed. Like
No.
sonically. That's why I'm like, it really wasn't
No.
Discovery. He changed.
His
No.
mom- his
He
mom
changed.
died.
No, his mother died on 808s and Heartbreaks.
808s and Heartbreaks,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
in
okay.
2007.
Welcome to Heartbreak.
Okay.
Yes, it was 808s and Heartbreaks, and it was Jesus. So they both, it was both of them. But either way, the song, his sonically sound changes
Graduation.
after she died.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right, back to the College Dropout.
that wasn't my fault. By the way.
What is your favorite song on the College Dropout? You can only get choose one.
What? Are you trying to?
Mine is Family Business.
Mine is Family Business. That's a song on there. What's your favorite song on the album?
No, I'm saying my favorite song is mine.
It's Family
mine
Business.
is Family
Gotcha,
Business
gotcha,
because
gotcha.
it's the one song where he speaks to all levels of black family life to me. I'm like, and I've never heard that in a song before. So
Dang. What are you?
My favorite song on the College Dropout, if I only could choose one, would be Through the Wire.
that's a great one.
If I could only choose one. Through the Wire.
I'll-
But you know I'm all for top threes, so I'm gonna go for.
I had to pick one. I'm sitting there stuck fighting to figure it out, and here he go.
Through the Wire is number one. Number two would be Slow Jams,
Really?
and number three would be. Whew, that's tough
I can't even.
because I like Jesus Walks, but I like 2 words too.
I'm gonna go with 2 words for mine.
Yeesh. I'm gonna go with Jesus Walks based off the import. Damn, that's all the singles. Jeez, it's like
That's a
such
safe
a
answer.
such a radio guy.
You're a DJ, so that kind of fit. If I had to pick 3, then if I got to pick 3,
commercial DJ, you.
I'm going. I'm going Family Business. I'm going All Falls Down and Spaceships. Because if a manager insults me again,
I will be assaulting him.
I kind of want to like split it because like when you say songs, I'm thinking like melodic samples. So I would go
my
like
gosh.
All Falls Down,
Melodic.
Melodic.
and that's their era.
He said melodic.
All Falls Down,
That's their era.
Slow Jam.
Like our era would never care about the melodic sample.
I did
Yeah,
not teach
that-
him that pronunciation.
Like I said, I'm more
But it's just
I'm
the
more
fact.
for the
Melodic.
the production of Kanye.
Hang around pedo too much.
All Falls Down. What? Slow Jams, and then. Whoa, not that.
Yeah.
I
Don't
don't
play
even know.
it. We gotta upload this somewhere.
They got the sample clear.
don't play it.
I don't even know. All Falls Down,
All right, man.
and then Slow Jams.
My favorite song is 2 words on that.
2 words.
Don't have no copyright stuff.
What you got? Words.
Through the Wire.
Ooh, okay.
Through the Wire. All Falls Down. And I got a Jesus Walks. Honorable mention. 2 words.
Oh, that's just like mine then, pretty much. Damn near.
Yeah, these
But
ones
nah,
like
2
my
words
third.
is like hard. though.
It's hard. It's all hard, man. All right, how would you rank this album in Kanye West's discography?
Top 5.
That's so easy.
It's my
man.
number one.
Man.
Get a little more specific,
It's my
man.
number one. It's my
Challenge
number one.
yourself.
Probably number 1.
It's my number one.
Number 1 then.
Really?
It's this and then Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's 1 and 2.
Mine's gonna sound controversial.
I would
then.
go top
ahead.
5.
I'm gonna say Graduation.
Okay.
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
College Dropout. Late Registration. Life of Pablo.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, here go mine. Mine's gonna be definitely controversial.
I'll take that.
I'm going with number 1, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
I'm going with number 2, Late Registration.
Okay.
I'm going with number 3, Graduation.
Wait, how far down are you putting this?
Keep sliding down.
Number 4, I'm going number 4.
Top 7?
Number 4, I'm going with the College Dropout. Number 5, I'm going with the Life of Pablo.
Whoa. You don't have Vultures in your top 5?
No,
They just don't fall out the sky, you know.
I just feel like that's what's so crazy about Kanye. That's what's so crazy about Kanye's career to me. As great and classic as I think this album is, he took it up another notch for Late Registration.
Yeah.
Then he took it up another notch with Graduation. Then he kind of lost me a little bit. But then musically on My Dark Twisted Fantasy, I
all
feel
back.
like sonically that was so crazy to me.
That
The
was.
whole package of lyrics and sonics and all of that,
And
Dr. Dre-esque.
And if I'm being honest, I think that's really what he's looking for now. Like what made Dark Twisted Fantasy fire and what made this fire was they signified the time, right? So we had the blueprint. We was living in the soul sample. This comes out. Sound changes in music. All right, by the time sound changes in music, we get more Dark Twisted Fantasy. He hasn't had one that said sound changes and I kept up. It should have been Life of Pablo technically, but it didn't keep up like it should have kept up. But and it's a good album. But Like being able to live in the pocket of where sound is and music is, and still make hits is what he's looking for.
He's managing to move with it,
just in sound.
Even if it's not going,
he's trying to do it.
Yeah, man,
he's trying to do it.
Well, I feel like as classic as this album is, I feel like lyrically, he on the other albums that I picked above. Yes, I'm saying it. Lyrically, on the albums that I picked ahead of him, he went up.
Wait, you think he's a better rapper on Late Registration than this?
What?
Than this?
Yes. What?
I believe so.
Late Registration?
Okay.
Bro, I can't wait to Late Registration's anniversary because I got some stories
year,
about
ain't
that.
I don't get me wrong. I
Man.
hate talking about Late Registration and Graduation because they're both classic albums.
Hold on, time
But
out.
I have opinions on them.
You don't think lyrically
He's
he was better on Late Registration than he was on this album?
No,
lyrically, forget the production.
Content.
Lyrically wise, content wise, you don't feel like he was better.
No.
Wow.
I think that he has bigger moments on those albums. Bigger moments, but as in like what he put together.
I disagree with that.
Just no. Like I don't think that what he put. I think that what he put together on those two albums were carry-ons from this. Like we saw, like somebody, like it's almost like seeing a college kid go through life, right? You start seeing them watch through life, and that's dope. I love what they did. This is why I hate kind of critiquing them because it's fire. But it doesn't mean it's a better job. I didn't say he grew up or evolved, right? But remember, you take your whole life making your first album, right? So Roses is a great record, right? Roses is an epic moment when we start talking about like these joints that he goes, Big's brother was big. These are epic moments. He had bigger moments on those albums. But as far as like better records, like as far as what this could do, nah.
Well, I heard Jay say that like this album was very cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Late Registration was more cohesive than this album.
It is.
I gotta go back.
I don't think so.
Listen to it all you want. Let me know.
Yeah,
I was there.
I do. I disagree. I was there too.
Yeah, I disagree.
I
I disagree with you heavily, but
we'll go track for track another day.
But it's
we'll do that another day.
So we all got different orders. So anybody had this number? You got a number one.
I do. 100%.
You're the only one that has the number. You got a number one, Sean?
Yeah.
Number one on all of Kanye's albums. Okay. All right.
Don't ask me.
What about you?
No, I don't pick.
What's your number one Kanye album?
I don't have one. I just like Kanye.
Well, I'll tell you the one that you listen. I heard you listening to the most.
What?
Is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's what you listen to the most.
Because that, I would say, is like the bridge for me of this and what he is going through now.
Exactly what I was saying. Like when he hit that next era and had to still sound like the culture and create a sound like the culture.
You play that album a lot.
Yeah.
So
That's
definitely would be your number
all
one
right,
based
I
off
guess
what you
so.
listen to.
Based off what I listen to,
Yeah.
But I just like Kanye's.
All right, so the top Kanye albums is a whole nother debate I see. I don't even want to get started with you, man. Like, you gotta relax.
I'm chilling.
Let's bring us back.
All right, has any album came out in the past 25 years that remind you of the College Dropout?
25.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, 20. I'm sorry. It's
no.
20 year anniversary. I'm sorry.
Debut album that
20 years that reminds you of College Dropout.
I can't think of none.
I don't think so.
It was something so different.
Well, I
No,
wasn't even around.
No.
I can't.
I wasn't there when it dropped.
But I got something.
Maybe
You know.
Kendrick or maybe like a J. Cole album. 'cause
Like
of
Good Kid, Mad
college.
City, or Forest Hill Drive.
Oh yeah,
something like
I-
that.
I-
Born
I-
Sinner?
Ooh.
Nah,
Forest Hill Drive.
that's I exactly on my list. On my list, I have 2014 Forest Hill Drive from J. Cole. He actually has an ending like the last call
yeah, you're right.
on that
He
album.
does.
I have Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid,
Nobody
Mad
says
City,
it,
because he's telling the story
Tells the same story.
on Good Kid, Mad City, kind of reminiscent of how he's telling the story on here. I think Drake's So Far Gone, the mixtape, is his story.
Okay.
Is his story, and he actually samples some. Well, he not samples, but he raps over some of Kanye's beats on that mixtape
man,
too.
that-
That's kind of like his story, but he also got the hit records on there. That gives me the vibes. And most recently, Logic Vinyl Days. He got a whole Kanye ending, like just like Last Call. It's like real reminiscent.
That's a good
Nobody done
album.
it like
Shouts out to
Kanye
Logic.
done it.
He actually talks about how much this album is Kanye inspired him and all of that. And that the album's dope though.
Lupe too, honestly. Lupe's food and liquor is in that
Okay,
pocket, too.
Lupe's Food and Liquor is dope. That was a slept on album. I think that's really, really
One of my
good.
favorite albums too. That album's crazy.
Anything new, crowd, that you know that we may not have heard?
Playboy Cardi.
I don't listen to Cardi.
Don't reach. You don't got no.
Fiend.
No. Travis Scott, but no.
No, Travis is not.
I mean, Travis Scott. That's
Shout out to
kind of
Travis.
his
I know
lane,
that-
though.
Kanye boy.
That's
That's
what I'm
his
saying.
boy.
That's another one is
He
protege.
ghost wrote for him too.
I can just think of proteges like name, like people. I can just think of people
but-
that give me.
Kid Cudi, something like that.
Kanye's proteges are Kanye's
it.
proteges because
What?
they helped him make his songs, not because he
Stop
made
it with
those
the Kid
people.
Cudi.
Damn.
Cool.
Like they wrote for him. Like
That's
that's why they're his
why I
proteges.
mess with you.
That's like Sci-Hi the Prince, but is like
Sahai's dope.
That's
he
the
is, but he wrote for Ye.
But that's his
That's
ghostwriter, so I mean, he is Ye.
It all goes into the marketing of Ye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all him. All right, 20-year anniversary of the College Dropout. What's the legacy of this album 20 years later, looking back?
Classic album.
It's
Well,
looking
you
like.
already said it because people are using the same formula
I was about to say.
to put on wax. You know what I'm saying, to sell.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's a generational classic. I feel like for us, it's a classic. I feel like for what Ye is, and to young Carl's point, if like the kids wouldn't look at this like, oh, this is Ye. Kids won't even know what to hear when they hear this as Kanye West. It doesn't. It's not even. It's so
wouldn't.
far different from what he is now.
But this came out at a time when like people like you
It's
and Carl was
nostalgic.
bootlegging heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it still like did well. So it's like it just showed that the
LimeWire.
music
Well
was
done.
good.
Yeah, there was definitely a line where I
Well,
hear.
facts. iMesh, all that. All that.
There,
There
shit.
used to be something Galaxy too. Something Galaxy I used to use.
Shouts out to Kazaa. All of them.
Kazaa, yeah. I used to use all of them.
We reminiscing on bootleg.
I used to use all of them.
Y'all
man.
coulda-
Why is there a
Killed y'all
virus on my
computers.
computer?
A word.
Yeah, just all types of viruses. I used
Shut
to
it
kill.
down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I had antivirus.
Unplug it.
Yo, I used to kill my computers
McAfee.
with the viruses.
I was protected.
But I used to take them risks over getting them downloads, man. But nah, this is a classic album, game changer.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah,
changed the
definitely.
game. It definitely inspired a generation. And it's funny because Kanye did so many great things that sometimes it may get lost a little bit because he went on to do such overlooked. Yeah, because he did such great other things. But this started it all. This is the
Or
foundation.
Just things in general.
What you mean?
Just things like Kanye.
Just the stuff he did.
Kanye.
Yes, the
seem like
things he
Kanye's
does.
Kanye.
Right,
Kanye,
you're right.
you know
Just
what
his
I'm
antics all together that
Just
became
his persona.
classical moments.
His persona can overshadow how great of an artist he is.
Definitely.
But this was the foundation of everything that grew into good or bad with Kanye. It started with the College Dropout. This is his first piece of art that he presented to the world,
Yeah.
and for that time he nailed it to me.
Definitely did.
I wonder
He had
how
to.
he looks at this album.
That's what I'm thinking
Today.
in my head. What would you?
Could it be better?
Can I guess? If I'm a guess, he gonna say I like it, but it could have been better.
I think he would say that about.
That's how I think.
I feel like he would say that about all of his albums.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
think
he
he would
likes
say
all
that.
of his art, and I feel like he always feels like everything could be better. He's that type of person.
He probably would know off the top of his head,
What-
like
where-
a Jay-Z or Jordan when he made a mistake. Like he could probably just say, like, "Yeah, I wish it would did this."
Those
Like he would
small-
go right to
you
it.
see
Yeah,
him
right,
small
right, right.
You see him,
Imperfections.
yeah, you see him move.
I would
all
have
the
never
time.
used that snare. I would have never used
Yeah,
that snare if I
that's
made
the kind of guy
that.
he is.
It's
That's the
that.
kind of guy he is. But classic album, G Dash. You said this is one of your favorite
One
albums
of my
of
favorites
all
so far.
time.
Absolutely. 100%.
So what number would that kind of fall into? Top 10? Top 5?
Probably top 10. Probably top 10. If I'm going straight hip hop, it might be top 5, 6. Just because of how relatable it was, because of how much it was, like the production was amazing. It was so different and lyrical and poetic at the same time. He checked off all the boxes, and he did a lot of things that what they said you couldn't do. He was like, if y'all remember when you made hits back when we had hit makers back in the day, you can't make a hit if you talk about this. You can't make a hit with conscious music. You can't make it. They love to say what you couldn't make a hit with, and he was making.
He did it,
This,
man.
right, this
Yeah,
got like
he
4 or
killed,
5
yeah.
of them. Like
He did it.
So yeah.
Hey, man, the College Dropout 20-year anniversary. Happy 20-year anniversary. to Kanye West, man. Shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to the whole Good Music family. Common. What's his name, man? Playing the piano. John Legend. Talib Kweli. Common. Consequence. GLC. Rhyme Fest.
Whoever his girlfriend
everybody,
was at the
man.
time, shouts out to her.
Jay-Z. Selena Johnson. Mos Def. Freeway. Everybody, Jay Ivy, everybody that contribute to this album, man. Dame Dash, Rockefeller Records, Good Music. This is dope, classic by Jamie Foxx, Twista, everybody, man. Dope body of work. Congratulations. 20-year anniversary, the College Dropout. If you haven't heard the College Dropout, listen to it.
And go listen.
Check it out. Let us know. Carl's young too, young people. He checked it out. He's hip on it.
Y'all gotta reset yourself before you go. You can't just don't just listen to something that you was listening to. You got
right, I do too.
Reset yourself.
That's important.
Parental advisory.
Like, take a deep breath before you. Don't go in here just expecting nothing. Yeah.
So don't just go straight from Uzi. To this. It might mess you up a little bit.
Word.
Right.
Don't do that.
That's fair. That's true.
You got too many bars.
Maybe you might want to merge yourself. I don't know. Find something in between.
Light some incense.
Lights of incense.
Take a bath.
Well, Carl, G Dash, Jay, y'all family, man. We appreciate y'all coming on
Thanks for having
and
me.
talking this College Dropout. Happy anniversary again, 20th year anniversary to the College Dropout. We Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms. Make sure y'all go to our YouTube page. Subscribe. We appreciate all the love. Keep on running up those views, man. We see y'all. We see all the views going up. We really appreciate the love. As always, man, long live our brother Tez, man. We're going to continue to march forth. We love you, brother. We love you, man.
Sir.
I know you thought this was a classic. I already know. But yo, Concert Crew Podcast, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yeah.
I missed the old Kanye.
Yeah,
Ain't coming back.